You killed my mate! You killed him!
Her fangs pierced my neck. I felt it instantly. The drain, the emptiness. She wasn't just killing me. She was drinking my power. I tried to buck her off, but I was weak. Too weak. I looked for my pack. I looked for her. But my vision was blurring. My world went black, and the last thing I thought of was the mate I failed to protect.
Chapter 1. Elliana's POV. I sigh as I watch the trees pass by from the back seat of my parents' car. Nerves fill my stomach as we grow nearer to my new home for the next school year and 3 others to follow. Are you excited, Elle? My brother asks. My brother Erico is 2 years older than I and goes to this college as a junior. At least I'd have him by my side on this journey. I guess, I answer with a shrug. Don't look so thrilled, he laughs, making me glare at him. Don't worry, you'll be fine. I won't let anyone make fun of you. If they do, they'll regret it. Besides, I'm pretty close with the pack that lives here. They're good people. With a grim smile, I turn back to face the window. We have entered the campus now. Students are scattered everywhere on the lawn, socializing. I gulp, a wave of anxiety hitting me full blast. Breathe, sis. You're turning blue, Eriko teases. The butterflies in my stomach are too overwhelming to let me respond, so I sit in silence. When the car comes to a halt in front of the dorms, my heart nearly jumps out of my chest. Come on, Elle, get a hold of yourself, my mother reprimands, rolling her eyes. I swear you act so immature sometimes. Leave her alone, Elliana, my father defends me. It's her first year of college. Of course she's nervous. I cast my eyes to the ground and hide the ache I feel in my chest. My mother is always yelling at me for something. I never seem to be good enough for her. I'm not the beauty queen daughter she wanted. Luckily, my father loves me for who I am, his little princess. Eriko, come help me get Elliana's things from the trunk, my dad calls to my brother. Instead of just standing around like my mother is, I help my brother and father haul my possessions to my dorm room. When we finish, we stand in the empty room just looking at one another. Well, I guess this is where we leave you, my dad says, stepping closer. He wraps me in a hug, and I instantly snuggle into his chest. I love you, sweetie. Be careful and stay away from boys. I laugh and respond, I love you too, Daddy. Have fun at college, Elliana, is all my mother says before leaving the room. If you need me else, I'll either be out in the courtyard or in my room. 2nd floor, room 227 of the boys' dorm, Eriko informs me. Then a smirk appears on his face. Don't forget to let me know if your roommate is cute. I roll my eyes at him as he exits the room. I'm left standing in the middle of a mass of boxes in an empty room to unpack by myself. Great. Right as I begin taking items out of boxes and putting them away, the door slams open and hits the wall. Standing there is a tall, tanned girl with shiny black hair. She was absolutely gorgeous. Oops, sorry, she giggles before stepping into the room. I'm Myra, you are? I'm Elliana, nice to meet you. I smile and hold out my hand. Giggling once more, She slaps my hand away and pulls me into a hug. I'm frozen in my spot. Well, I didn't see that coming. Oh my God, is that a Channing Tatum poster I see? She asks, going over to one of my boxes and picking up the picture, Mika. He is one fine, hunky piece of man. Yes, he definitely is. I agree. Girl, I can tell right now that we are going to be best friends. Us Channing Tatum fans stick together, she exclaims. A full, hearty laugh comes out of my mouth, moving all of the stress right from my body. Wow, I can't remember the last time I laughed like that. This year seems to be going great so far. That being said, would you help a Channing Tatum girl out and carry some of my boxes into the room? She questions. I nod and proceed to help her with her luggage. And together, we begin to unpack, teaming up to make the room our own. Reese's POV last year of college. What a shame. I'm actually going to have to step up and take full responsibility for my pack. I won't have time for those beautiful she-wolves anymore. That's unfortunate. But I'll still have them all eating from the palm of my hand. And that's all that matters. Snapping out of my thoughts, I enter the boys' dorms. Sitting in the common area are groups of men from my pack and some not, including one of my good friends, Erico. Hey man, I greet him with a slap on the shoulder. Haven't seen you in a while. When did you get back? I got here around an hour ago, but I had to help my little sister unpack, he replies. You mean the chubby one? I chuckle, my whole pack joining me in laughter. I quickly stop when I see Erico shaking. He's about to turn wolf. Do not call her that, he yells. I don't care if this is your territory and you're the alpha. I will beat the living daylights out of you if you so much as look at her the wrong way. That photo I showed you was of her when she was younger. Sure, she was a bit chubby, but who cares? Calm down there, killer, I smirk. He steps closer and gets right in my face. I'm dead serious, he growls. All right, calm down. It's not like I'm interested in her anyways. You don't have to worry about that. I don't date girls of her type. Her type? He huffs, trying to charge for me, but is held back by a number of my packmates. Not so tough now, are you, wolf boy? I taunt. His eyes flicker back and forth from brown to black. You know, if you were really my friend, you wouldn't make fun of my family, he snarls. I roll my eyes at him. Dude, I'm just messing with you. I don't care about your little sister. She can go live her happy life for all I care. I'm not interested, I say, before exiting the building to find tonight's fun. Chapter 2. Mara and I sit on our newly made beds, facing one another, talking. What are you majoring in? She asks. Werewolf medicine. I want to be a pack doctor, I tell her. And you? Undecided. I don't know where I want to go with my life in the future. I'm waiting for my mate still. He's not in my pack, so I'm hoping I meet him here. That's pretty much the reason why I decided to go to college, she says. I was offered to be a cook in my pack, but I chose meeting my mate over that. This is my second year here, and I still haven't met him. Why don't you major in culinary? There must have been a reason why you were offered a spot as cook, I point out. You know, I never thought of that before. Maybe I will do that. Thanks, girl. No problem, I laugh. I just kind of figured that it would make sense. Well, you figured right. We smile at one another and fall into a contented silence. However, that silence is broken when the door slams open. Standing there is Eriko, who is obviously angry. Elliana, He stops talking and begins sniffing the air. I stare at him weirdly, wondering what on earth he is doing. When he turns to face Mara and their eyes meet, I understand. Mate, my brother breathes, approaching her. Mara is frozen in her spot and I giggle. I'll leave these two alone for a while. I sneak away from the room, my heart aching a bit, although I'm happy for them. I wish I could find my mate. Seeing everybody else find theirs while you're left alone really hurts. I head for the on-campus cafe and find an empty seat near the back. I ordered a small mocha iced latte and a chocolate chip muffin. As I wait for my order, I'm approached by one of my brother's friends, whom I have met numerous times. Have you seen your brother? He took off all angry, he says. Yeah, he came to visit me at my dorm and it turns out that my roommate is his mate, I respond. He seemed pretty agitated before he saw her. What happened? He sighs. You don't need to know, just know this. Stay away from Reece Cummings. He's the alpha of the pack here and he's a complete jerk, he warns. He takes every chance to chat after someone and I know your brother doesn't want to see you hurt. So for our sake, if you see him, just stay away. How will I know if I see him? I question. Oh, you'll know. That being said, he walks away. Does this mean that this Reece Cummings guy is the one who angered my brother? There has to be a reason they want me to stay away. He's an alpha. He can't be that bad. The waitress comes over and hands me my latte and muffin, and I thank her. As I take a sip of the refreshing drink, I hear a ding come from the door. I look up to see Myra and Eriko walking towards my table. He has his arm wrapped around her waist when they sit down. Mara is blushing and looking down at the table. Sorry about that, sis, Eriko says sheepishly. Nah, it's no big deal. You are mates. You deserved some space. I shrug it off, although my heart is still pounding with pain. Eriko sees the pain on my face and reaches across the table to take my hand. You'll find him eventually, he reassures me. I smile weakly and take another sip of my latte. So, Ryder stopped by my table and told me to stay away from some character by the name of Reece Cummings, I inform him. He begins shaking, and Mara lays her hand on his chest, soothing him. Why does he have you so angry? What did he do to you? He used to be my friend Elle, but when he insults my family, I take things seriously, he growls. What are you talking about? How did he insult our family? He made fun of you, Elliana. My heart stops, and a blush adorns my cheeks. I'm embarrassed that Mara has to hear about what people think of me. I look down at the table and play with my hands. It's nothing new, Eriko. I don't really care. I shrug it off. That's a lie. You do care. Look at you. You're obviously upset, he yells, catching the attention of everyone in the cafe. I stand up, rage filling my body. Why does he have to embarrass me like this? Why don't you mind your own business, Eriko? I scream, hitting my hand on the table. I can handle myself. Leaving my food behind, I storm out of the cafe, my body shaking. I need to run. I run for the woods and shift, automatically transforming into my beautiful chestnut brown wolf. I run in circles around the perimeter of the college until the rage dissipates and is replaced with pain. I sit down on my haunches and stare out at all of the students through the green leaves. They laugh with friends and mates and cuddle up together in the courtyard. I thought college would be different. I thought my insecurities would be carried away. But it seems like all they are doing is rearing their ugly head, making me want to hide in a hole somewhere. If only I could have a happy life for once. High school was bully-free. Why can't college be? Oh, wait, there's a reason for that. It's time to face the cruel facts. I'm always going to be bullied because I'm not perfect like every other she-wolf seems to be. But you know what? I don't care if I'm not perfect. That makes me different. It's about time that there's some individuality around here. The only things I don't like are the nasty words that are spoken behind my back. Chapter 3. Elliana's POV. Today is the first official day of college. I had gotten ready in a hurry this morning, then went to pick up my schedule. At first, I was excited. I thought that I would have all medical classes and that all of my high school type things were done. Well, I was wrong. Turns out they had put me in calculus and an English class I didn't want to take, and that class just had to be my first one. Why me? It had taken me nearly 20 minutes to find the classroom. Luckily, I had chosen to get up early this morning so I wouldn't be late. The professor was already there, and I introduced myself. Now, here I am, sitting in an empty classroom with my English professor, waiting for the other students to show up. Soon enough, they all come flooding in. A girl with ginger hair sits next to me without saying a word and waits patiently. When a boy comes and joins her, they quickly begin kissing. Great, just what I need today. Hey, you two, calm it down, will you? A smooth voice says from the doorway. I can't help but turn to see where that voice came from. Standing there is the most attractive guy I have ever seen, with an incredible build and fantastic hair. The scent coming off of him is intoxicating, and I want nothing more than to lean my head against his chest. Wait, what? What am I talking about? I shake my head and turn my attention to the front. However, I'm quickly distracted when the scent engulfs me. The male is now sitting next to me on my other side, talking to his friends like I'm not between them. Do you guys smell that? He asks. Man, what are you talking about? All I smell is the professor's nasty cologne. His friend chuckles. The girl giggles with him. No, this smell is like cherry blossom with a hint of lavender. You don't smell that? He questions. I think you're going slightly insane, the girl comments. 'Cause I'm with Parkerson on this one. All I smell is that disgusting professor. And I don't think that is cologne. I think it's BO. The couple laughs with one another, and the boy beside me looks around. I can see his nose twitch as he continues to scent out whatever it is. If it makes you feel better, I smell it too, I say, quickly glancing at him. Well, it was meant to be a glance, but my eyes were captured by his. He stares at me for a second. It's you, he breathes. What? I ask, entranced by his stare and the scent engulfing the two of us. You're what smells so good to me, he says, tilting his head to the side. I blush and look down. Would it be weird if I told you that you smelt good too? No, because after all, we are mates, he smirks. What? I shriek loudly, attracting unwanted attention. He covers my mouth with his hand and tells me to calm down. He then holds my cheek in his hand. Don't you hear your wolf telling you I'm the one? He wonders, stroking my cheek softly. I close my eyes and breathe in his scent. That's when I hear it. My wolf is softly purring, whispering, mate, over and over again. My skin is tingling where he is touching me. I do now, I say, opening my eyes. God, you are so beautiful, he replies. I blush again. Thank you. You two, no talking. This isn't high school. We are in college, the professor scolds. We both pull back from one another and look ahead. Just as I begin to take notes, a piece of paper is slid over to me. I open it up and read it. Do you have a class after this? I write back, no, my next class is at 11. I pass it to him and watch as he reads it, replies, and sends it back. Good. What do you say to breakfast after class? I want to get to know my beautiful mate more. I smile and reply with, sounds good. Can't wait. The class drags on for another hour, and finally, we are released. I gather my things, placing them in my small backpack. Right as I am about to put it on my back, a hand catches mine. Let me, my lady, my mate smiles. With another blush and a thank you, I let him take it. He looks at his friends. You guys up for breakfast? I was just about to go with my lovely little mate here, he said. Mate? Damn, it's about time. The boy, whom I now know as Parkerson, comments. Oh, come on, Park, don't make fun of him. His girlfriend pouts. You get me with that pout every time. Keep those lips where they are supposed to be, he murmurs playfully. My eyes widen and my mate chuckles. Are you guys coming or not? My mate asks. Dude, I wouldn't pass up a chance for food. Let's go. Parkerson cheers, dragging his girlfriend along. My mate takes my hand and leads me to the cafe that I was at a couple of days ago. We found a seat in the back and ordered. So, what's your name? The girl asks me. Elliana, you? I respond. Janelle, nice to meet you, she replies. This is my mate Parkerson. He's the beta of this pack. You're lucky. You got the handsome Alpha. My eyes widen once again, and I turn to look at my mate, who is engaged in a conversation with Parkerson. They are oblivious to us sitting there. Alpha? I gulp. Yeah, Reece is the alpha of this pack. Didn't you know that? No, we never introduced ourselves fully. You mean to tell me that this is Reece? Reece as in Reece Cummings? I stutter nervously. Yes, why? Is there a problem with that? She questions curiously. I need to go. I'm sorry, I blurt out, frantically trying to get out of the booth. Right as I make a break for it, Reece grasps my hand. Where are you going? He asks. I have to go, I say, pulling away and making a beeline for it. Wait, I don't even know your name, he calls after me. Ask Janelle if you must know, I yell back, running for the boys' dorms. Please let my brother be there. Please let my brother be there. Chapter 4. What just happened? I ask myself. I don't know. 1 minute we are talking and the next she's freaking out. Janelle answers my rhetorical question. What did you say to her? I growl. Nothing. I just told her who you were and she freaked out. I pause. She ran off because she found out who I am? Well, I can't blame her. You do have a reputation, Parkerson comments. I didn't ask for your opinion. Just saying, he chuckles. Well, stop just saying. I glare and then turn to his girlfriend. Janelle, can you at least tell me her name? Her name is Elliana, she tells me. Elliana? Why does that name sound so familiar? I question myself once again. Parkerson laughs, catching my attention. Maybe because that's the name of Eriko's sister who we were making fun of earlier, he says. I freeze, and thoughts whirl through my head. No! I shout and run out of the cafe. Edie Elliana is my Elliana, She had certainly changed. Damn it, why did I ever make fun of her? He must have told her. My heart rate and blood pressure skyrocketed on the run to the boys' dorm. Hurt was seeping through my veins, and thoughts were whirling through my head. I knock on my brother's door, and the moment it opens, I collapse into his arms, my emotions getting the best of me. Like the good brother he is, he holds me and strokes my hair, whispering soothing words in my ear. We had been lying in his bed for nearly half an hour when he finally spoke. "Come on, Ellie, it's time to tell me what's wrong," he coaxes, stroking my hair gently. I let out a shaky breath and begin. "You know how you told me to stay away from Reece Cummings?" He jumps up from the bed, his body shaking. "What did that jerk do?" he grumbles. "He didn't do anything, but he's my mate." I trail off. "What?" he screams. "Did he reject you? Is that why you're so upset?" "No, but you told me he makes fun of my photo," I say. "He has no idea that I'm your sister, the one whose picture he snickers at." "But he didn't reject you?" he asks again. "No. I don't care if he's your mate. I don't want you around him," he orders. "Do you want him?" I did until I found out who he was. "Are you going to reject him?" "No, that's cruel. I'm just not going to be with him like that. He'll have to really prove that he's sorry and that he's dedicated to me," I inform him. "You're telling me that you're eventually going to forgive that jerk? How can you do that after all he said? He's my mate, Erico. What am I supposed to do? Reject him." The door slams open, splintered wood flying everywhere. "Nobody will be rejecting anybody," Reece roars. "Get out of here, Cummings. This isn't your concern," Erico yells. "Not my concern. This is the future with my mate we are talking about," he screams, the power in his voice shaking the walls. "There is no future between my sister and you," Erico shouts. "You better back off, Marcel. Don't forget that this is my area and I can beat you if I please." "Bring it on," Erico taunts, getting in Reece's face. They start growling and are just about to shift when I step in. "Stop it! Just stop it!" I shriek. I'm surprised when Erico whimpers like a pup and drops to his knees. Reece smirks. "Looks like your inner Luna is coming out, baby," he says, smiling at me. "Shut up," I hiss. "Get out." "But," I said, "get out." I run at him and push him out of the door, pushing the broken piece of wood as close as it can go. I then turn to Erico, who is still on the floor. "And you, mister, need to get up and also get out," I scold. He clears his throat, stands up, and stares at me for a second. Then he shakes his head and walks out. I sigh and plop down on my bed. Wait, this isn't my bed. Oh no, I just kicked my brother out of his own dorm room. My bad. Chapter 5. Elliana's POV. The argument in Erico's dorm room had happened hours ago. I missed one class, but after that, I attended all my others. By the time I got back to the dorm, I just wanted to relax. However, I already had hours of studying to do. The only time I looked up from my textbooks was when Mara entered the room, and she did not look happy. "Can you tell me why your brother is refusing to talk to me?" she asks. I roll my eyes. "He's being dramatic. We got in a fight today over Reece after finding out that he's my mate," I respond. "What?" she gasps. "Details." I explain the whole situation to her, and by the end, her jaw is on the floor. "Wow, you really have your hands full. What are you going to do?" she questions. At this point, I don't know. but I know for a fact that he doesn't deserve to have me as a mate, so I'm keeping my distance. I should do the same thing with your brother. Eriko did nothing wrong. He's just upset and doesn't want to see me get hurt. He may seem like he's ignoring you, but I bet he wants and needs you by his side right now, I tell her. But I can't leave you all alone to handle this by yourself, she insists. I'm a big girl. I can handle myself, I reassure her. Go to your mate. She sighs. All right, but if he acts like a jerk, I can't be held accountable for my actions. Do what you have to do. He'll probably deserve it anyways. I laugh. She nods and grabs her purse before leaving. I had just gotten back to studying when a knock sounded on the door. I groan and reluctantly get up. When I open the door, I'm greeted by Janelle. Can I help you? I ask cautiously. Yes. You need to come calm down your mate. He's causing a scene in the main lounge, she exclaims. Sorry, but I really don't want to get involved, I say, beginning to close the door. She hits the door with her palm and it opens. An angry look appears on her face. Look, you are the future Luna of this pack, and you need to keep your alpha mate under control. Now come with me, she demands. If I'm future Luna, then why is she the one bossing me around? Who do you think you are? I growl. I'm beta female, Luna. She spits my title bitterly. She grabs my arm and begins to drag me towards the main lounge. I'm able to release her grip and nearly go wolf because of how angry I am. How dare she disrespect me like that? All anger dissipates from my body the moment I see the scene in the main lounge. There is my brother in wolf form, snarling at Reece, who is also in wolf form. Mara is behind Eriko, crying and begging him to stop. They are about to launch at one another when I step in. Eriko, stand down, I order, and he immediately backs off, though he is still snarling at my mate. Stop with this foolishness. You both are acting like children. Get over it, Eriko. Reece is my mate and you can do nothing about it. The moon goddess always has a reason for putting people together. So there must be a reason. I can handle my own personal life. You could have gotten yourself hurt fighting with an alpha like this. Everybody in the room is staring at me in shock. I hate audiences. Everyone needs to go back to their rooms for the night, I command, and instantly the crowd disperses elsewhere. I'm left in the room with Parkerson, Janelle, Mara, and the two who are still in wolf form. I am about tired of this. This is my first day of college and there is drama already? Really, you two? You need to learn to grow up, I scold. Eriko, I want you to apologize to Mara for ignoring her all day, and I don't want to hear another peep from you until you've gotten over yourself. As for you, Reece, I want you to stay away from me for a while and think about why I should even give you an ounce of a chance. I suggest you work really hard to win me over, but I'll tell you right now, it isn't going to be easy. And finally, Janelle, if you ever touch me again and treat me as if I'm dirt, I will make you regret it. Understood? Now listen, I am going to bed, and if anyone besides Mara bothers me, I will be very, very angry. Good night. Without another word, I storm out of the lounge, power and confidence racing through my body. Wow, I never knew I could be like that. Reece's POV as Elliana exits the room, I change back to human form. Eriko does as well and walks up to his dorm with his mate. Parkerson hands me a pair of shorts, and once I get them on, I rush to Janelle. I grasp her shoulder firmly. Tell me, Why did you lay a hand on your Luna? I question angrily. She wouldn't come down here. I had to get her here somehow, she gasps. Next time you dare lay a finger on her, there will be serious consequences, I warn. Go back to your dorm. Yes, Alpha, she sighs and kisses Parkerson quickly before leaving. I don't say a word to Parkerson as we go to our room. I sit down on the bed, my head riddled with thoughts of her. She had been so impressive earlier when she took charge. And it was definitely appealing. However, she needs to learn that she can't disrespect me. She'll learn to respect my rank sooner or later. Chapter 6. Eriko's POV. It's been days since Elliana and I have spoken, and I have to admit, I miss my little sister. I hate when we fight. All I wanted to do was protect her, but by trying to do so, I ruined our relationship. Luckily, I had Mara by my side. She is my go-between, so I can watch over Elliana from a distance. I have finally decided to accept the fact that Reece is Elliana's mate. I mean, I used to be friends with him, at least until he started making fun of her photo. Now here I am, standing in front of Reece's dorm room. I knock, and there is no response. I knock again, and a grunt is heard from inside. What? A rough voice asks. It's Eriko. Can we talk? I ask. I hear a bunch of shuffling, and then the door opens. The sight in front of me leaves me in a state of shock. There stands Reece, eyes bloodshot, hair flying in every direction, and a slight beard growing on his face. Damn, what happened to you? I question. What do you want? He grumbles, ignoring my question. I came to apologize. We need to do this for Elliana's sake, I say. He stares for a second and then nods his head. He holds out his hand and I shake it. For Elliana, he mumbles to himself and then shuts the door. Wow, he is really messed up without her. Maybe I should talk to her about it. Quickly making my decision, I run to the girls' dorm. I knock on her door with a smile on my face. When she answers, I throw my arms around her. She giggles and hugs me back. I've missed you so much, Ellie, I say. I've missed you too, she mumbles into my shirt. I pull away and invite myself in, making myself comfortable on her bed. Where's Mara? I ask, looking around. In class. You should know that. You're her mate, she scoffs. Whatever, I roll my eyes. Listen, I need to talk to you about Reece. What about him? Well, first of all, we made up, just so you know. There will be no more fighting. Second, he looks awful. He isn't taking care of himself, and he's acting really weird. You need to do something. She sighs. Seriously? Seriously? I can't believe he can't take care of himself, she huffs. Elle, you basically rejected him. Werewolves can't function when they have met their mates and can't be around them. You know that, I point out. What do you suggest I do, Eriko? I'm not risking my heart, she states. As much as I hate it, you need to give him a chance. By keeping your distance, you're hurting both of you, I tell her. I'm going to leave and let you think about that for a while. If you need me, I'll be in my dorm. My classes are done for the day. She watches as I exit the room without a word spoken. That'll get her thinking. Elliana's POV. I collapse on my bed and stare up at the ceiling, thinking about what Eriko said. As much as I hate to admit it, he's right. I'm hurting both of us. The dull throbbing in my heart says it all, but I am not going to show Reece my weakness. Now, the question is, how am I going to deal with this? How do I give him a chance without leaving myself wide open for heartbreak? That's when it clicks. I know exactly what I need to do. And if he really wants me, he'll be able to do it. I guess this is when I'll find out if he's truly faithful. Reece's POV, my wolf, was whining inside my head, and I had a splitting headache from it. None of the medications was working to relieve it. I haven't slept in days. Looking at myself in the mirror, I realized that I look terrible, and now that I think about it, I smell like it too. I'm gathering up my things for a shower when there's a knock on the door. Are you kidding me right now? Can't people leave me alone? What? I growl as I rip the door open. Damn, no need to be so moody, Alpha. Janelle laughs and enters my room. Did I invite you in? I hiss. No, but to be honest, I don't really care, 'cause you need to get out of bed, she says, approaching me. You need a shower also. She walks around me, pulling at my clothes with disgust. Then she bites her lip and smiles sweetly. Although I do have to say that this rough look is kind of attractive, she admits. Stop touching me. If you want someone to touch, go bother your mate, I say, pushing her away slightly. What if I don't want my mate anymore? What if I want the alpha? She questions, circling me, dragging her finger over my clothes. You're treading on thin ice, Janelle. Don't test me. Oh, come on, Reece. What happened to the charming alpha male I used to know who loved to have fun? Don't you want my attention? That alpha male is gone now. He's been replaced, I snarl. Get the hell away from me before I forget that you are my beta's mate and tear you apart. I love it when you get angry, she breathes on my face, leaning in. As much as I want to pull away, my body is so filled with rage that I cannot move. Otherwise, she would be gone in a second. Unfortunately, standing still has left me wide open to her advances. And when she pushes her lips against mine, I can't pull away immediately. Well, I guess it's officially proven, a voice says from the doorway. Janelle pulls away and scowls when she sees who it is. Elliana. No, Elliana, she kissed me, I insist. If it was her kissing you, then why were you standing there kissing her back, huh? Obviously, you don't care about me, she spits out. God, Janelle, you are such a traitor. I feel bad for Parkerson for having such a disloyal mate. And don't worry, he'll know first thing in the morning. He may not be my friend, but he has a right to know. Don't you dare, Janelle hisses at her. Try me, she growls in response. Oh, I will, she screams, lunging at Elliana. I grab her around the waist and walk to the door, pushing her out. I shut the door and lock it, keeping Elliana in and Janelle out. Elliana, please let me explain, I beg, tears threatening to come out of my eyes. What is this girl doing to me? I'm Alpha. I'm not supposed to show weakness, but she's breaking me down. Why should I, Reece? I know your reputation. I can't believe you would go and do this to Parkerson either. He doesn't deserve this, she reprimands me. It was her. It wasn't me, I protest. Well, you obviously weren't doing anything to stop it, so it's both of your faults, and you've just lost your second chance that I was going to give you. Please, tell me what I need to do, I plead, dropping to my knees in front of her. She stares at me and thinks for a second. You have 20 days. 20 days to prove to me that I should take you as my mate. And if you can't prove it, you'll be leading your pack alone, and I'll be moving far, far away, she says. Don't blow this, She gives me a weak smile and leaves the room. I feel a smile creep up on my cheeks. I get another chance, now, to just come up with the plan of how exactly I'm going to make her fall in love with me. Chapter 7. Saying that I am furious would be an understatement. I am livid. How dare she put her hands on my mate like that? She has Parkerson, and Parkerson is such a nice guy. I'm not lying when I say that I'm going to tell him. In fact, I'm on my way to tell him right now. He doesn't deserve this. I slam my fist against Parkerson's door, breaking it off its hinges with how angry I am. "What is going on?" he exclaims, coming to the door. "What was that for, Elliana? This isn't our property. The school is going to charge me for this." I blush and look down at the ground. "I'm sorry. I let my anger get the best of me," I say. "What's got you so angry, Luna?" he asks, concern laced in his tone. I smile a bit at how sweet he is. He's so dedicated to me, although I'm not even Luna yet. "Do you want me to be honest with you?" "You won't like it," I admit. "Of course I want you to be honest with me. I want to know what's bothering my Luna," he says. "Your mate is the one who has upset me." He freezes for a second and then opens his mouth to respond. "What did Janelle do to make you upset?" "Like I said, you're not going to like it." "I need to know, Luna." "She was flirting with my mate, and I walked in on her kissing him," I tell him. His jaw clenches and unclenches along with his fists. Although it appears to be all anger, it is written in his eyes that he is also hurt. I give him a look of sympathy, and he nods, silently thanking me and taking off down the hallway. I look after him with a sad expression on my face. Sadly, he has to deal with something like this because he's such a good guy. I shake my head and head back to my dorm, falling asleep with thoughts of what the next 20 days are going to be like. I hope he can prove himself because it'll be really upsetting if he can't. My alarm wakes me up with a start and I stare at it. Seriously? Already? I groan and hit it with my hand, flopping back down onto my pillow. "Why did that alarm go off? It's the weekend," Mara mumbles from her bed. "No, it's not. The weekend already passed. It's Monday," I say. She groans and I laugh, dragging myself out of bed. I shower and dress, then grab my purse and books and head to class. When I get there, I see a rose sitting on the desk in front of my usual spot with a note attached to it. I smile and sit down, carefully handling the note. Holding it up, I read, "Every day for the next 20 days, you will receive a flower in each of your classes. Today is roses. This rose represents my undying love for you, my beautiful mate. I will not see you today as I am planning my next move. Have a wonderful day." A full grin makes its way onto my face. He's so sweet, but he shouldn't be skipping class to do something for me. That's ridiculous. Wait a second, he's supposed to be doing this to gain my trust and love. So you know what? I don't care how much time he takes out of school. Taking time is showing me that he really does care enough to get me back. "Who's the flower from, Luna?" I hear Parkerson's voice say from beside me. "Oh, it's just from your A." I stop talking when I see the state that he is in. He has bags under his red eyes. He's been crying. His hair is all disheveled and his skin is pale. "Parkerson, are you all right?" I question, placing my hand on his arm. He nods. "Yeah, I guess. I'll be like this for a while until my body gets used to it. If I even get through this week," he says. "What? Don't say that. You'll be fine. You'll make it through. You don't understand, Luna. I broke the bond with Janelle last night. It's very rare when it comes to mates, but I decided that it was the best thing to do for me and her. We fought for nearly 2 hours without a resolution. She still wants Reece. She doesn't want me any longer, he explains. He takes a breath and continues. Breaking the bond puts a toll on both werewolves, but Janelle doesn't seem to be suffering at all. I am, however, and I don't know if I'll make it through the week. Parkerson, you need to have faith. There are plenty of girls out there, plenty of werewolf girls who will have mates. What about the ones who have lost their mates and survived? I suppose, he trails off. And there are always human girls. I try to cheer him up. I guess I can try, but I can't promise this will work, he says, and sits down facing the front as the teacher begins teaching the class. I silently begin to pray to the moon goddess, asking her to spare Parkerson. He is such a good person and doesn't deserve to suffer this fate because of his horrible mate. Let's just see if my prayers are answered. Chapter 8. Elliana's POV. By the time my classes ended for the day, I was missing Reece. Not seeing him for nearly 3 days, aside from a couple of brief encounters, and constantly pushing him away were taking a toll on me. I don't get how some people reject their mates because it's painful just to be away from them. As I head towards the dining hall, a person jumps in front of me. I gasp and look at them weirdly. I don't even know this person. I step to the side and keep walking, but yet another person steps in front of me with a grin on their face. What is going on? This time, when I look up, I see it. There is a large group of students dressed identically standing in the courtyard. That is when a pop song starts playing and they all start dancing in sync. My eyes watch them, confused. What is this? A flash mob? Why is there a flash mob? I finally understand when the crowd splits in two, forming an aisle for one person to walk through. Reece. Tears spring to my eyes as he approaches me. I choke on a sob when he hands me a bouquet of roses, his flower choice of the day. Will you go on a date with me tonight? He asks. I nod and kiss him on the cheek. Thank you, I whisper in his ear before walking away. He just stole a part of my heart right there. This is only the beginning. Let's see how good he can get. Reece's POV. The crowd separates and lets me through. Elliana is standing there with tears in her eyes, looking more beautiful than ever. What have I done to be blessed with such an attractive mate? As I hand her the bouquet of roses, she swallows back a sob. I smile at her and look her in the eyes, ready to pop the question. Will you go on a date with me tonight? I question. She nods, kisses my cheek, and then puts her lips next to my ear. Thank you, she whispers before heading off. Everybody in the flash mob starts clapping and cheering. Thank you all so much for doing this, I exclaim. There are mumbles of no problem and you're welcome. Then the crowd disperses. I run to the hidden creek behind the school and begin setting up our date. I really hope she enjoys this. Aw, did you make this for me, baby? A voice asks from the darkness. I growl, and Janelle appears out of the shadows. I glare at her menacingly. This definitely isn't for you, I tell her, going back to setting up. But I thought we were really getting somewhere with our relationship, Reece. After last night, What happened last night was forced upon me. I did not wish for you to kiss me." "You're telling me that you didn't enjoy that at all?" she asked quizzically. "That's exactly what I'm telling you," I state. She huffs and hisses through her teeth. "If I can't be with you, no one can," she says coldly. "What about Parkerson? He loves you." "I'm no longer mated to him," she says, showing me her neck. Her mate mark had a large, jagged scar across it. My eyes widen. "You broke the mating bond?" I ask, exasperated. "Finally." "You're heartless, you know that." "That's what they call me," she smirks. "But Reece, once again, if I can't have you, no one will. You better change your mind real quick, otherwise you're in for a surprise, and not a good one." "You're practically asking me to lock you up in the cells," I warn her. "Oh, that won't stop me. Baby," she laughs and disappears in the dark once more. "You know, I've known that girl for nearly 4 years, and she hasn't been like this. What is going on? I can't worry about this now, though. I have to woo my girl." Elliana's POV I was studying once again when there was a knock on the door. "Come in," I call. The door opens to reveal Reece. He leans against the doorframe and smiles at me. "Are you ready for our date?" he wonders. Yeah, let me just clean up a bit," I reply, getting up from my desk. He watches me from the doorway as I clean up my papers and books. I need to change, so can you, get out?" I question. "You don't need to change. You look fine," he responds and grabs my hand. "Come on." I try to argue with him about changing as I'm wearing yoga pants and a sweatshirt with flip-flops. But he keeps dragging me along. He stops in front of the woods behind the school and turns to look at me. "Now it's time for you to wear this," he says, holding up a long cloth. My eyes widen. "What are you trying to do? Kidnap me?" I laugh. "If I wanted to kidnap you, it'd be a lot easier than this," he chuckles. I glare at him, not amused, and he stops, clearing his throat awkwardly. He hands me the blindfold and I tie it on. "So, are you going to lead the way or not?" I ask. "Oh, yeah," he answers, placing his hand on the small of my back. He leads me for a little while, and finally we come to a stop. I can feel his hands untying the blindfold, sparks running up and down my body. When it slips away, I gasp at the beautiful sight in front of me. Chapter 9. Elliana's POV. The moon is sparkling over the creek in front of us. The shoreline is littered with small tea candles, lighting up the area. A small table for 2 is placed in the middle, with rose petals scattered on the ground below it. "Reece, it's beautiful," I breathe out. "I'm glad you like it," he smiles. "Shall we sit down?" I nod, and he leads me over to the table, holding a chair out for me. I take a seat, and he pushes it in a bit, then sits in the chair opposite me. I look at the covered silver platter in front of me, wondering what is underneath. "Bon appetit," he says, taking the cover off the silver plate. I laugh when I see tacos, my favorite food, sitting underneath it. "This is Mexican food. Shouldn't it be buen provecho instead of bon appetit?" I tease. "I've never been good with languages," he admits sheepishly. "It's all right. You just earned yourself another point by bringing tacos tonight." We chat as we eat, and when we finish, he suggests we go for a run in wolf form together. I agree, and go behind a bush to shift. I come out into the clearing in my wolf form to see a large, shimmering golden brown wolf standing there. He trots over and nudges my side. My wolf purrs in contentment at being with her mate. We take off, chasing one another through the forest, teasing and bumping. When we get back to the clearing, we are both panting, yet there are wolfish grins on our snouts. The grins disappear when we hear a rustle in a bush to the right of us. 3 tall men with pale faces and bright red lips step out and stare at us. Reece steps in front of me, growling. I growl from behind him. These are the times when I wish we were mated so I could mind link with him. A gust of wind sends the scents of the 3 men, and I instantly freeze. Vampires. Reece whips his head to me quickly and nods towards the school. I take that as my moment to escape and take off, heading back to the dorms. Please let me get there safe. Please let me get there safe. Wait, what about Reece? Will he be okay? Reece's POV, I caught the scent of the men almost immediately, and my blood boiled. What do these vampires think they are doing on my property? I turn my head back and silently tell Elliana to go back to the school. Luckily, she understands me and takes off. As she does, one of the vampires goes to chat after her. I growl fiercely and jump on his back, pushing him to the ground. Just as I am about to deliver a finishing blow, one of the other vampires jumps on my back, pinning me on top of the other. I struggle to push him off and finally do. Parkerson, vampire attack, get Mitchell and come help me. I scream through the pack link. Luckily, by the time Parkerson and Mitchell got there, I had saved myself from a fatal attack and had dispatched the one below me. Within a matter of seconds, we had 2 down and 1 unconscious. Instead of heading back to the school right away, I traveled to the pack house with Parkerson and Mitchell. I tossed the unconscious vampire in the cells and headed back upstairs to my father's office, where they had explained the situation to him. Is he contained? My father asks. Yes, sir, I reply. He chuckles. Son, I am no longer Alpha. You do not need to address me as sir. Sure, I am taking care of the business while you're at school, but you're the man in charge, he says. Sorry, Dad, I sigh. Listen, I need to get back to school and make sure my mate is okay, so… Mate? You found the new Luna? Son, you must bring her to meet the pack, he exclaims excitedly. I'm still in the process of getting her to accept me. I made a few mistakes, and I need to prove myself to her. You will know within 20 days if she's accepted me. Then you all can meet her, I tell him. He scowls. You better prove yourself, boy. Otherwise, I'll be very disappointed in you. I'll try, Dad, I'll try. I barely know the girl, but I already love her, I inform him. I will see you soon. It's time to get back to her. Come on, Parkerson. Come on, Mitchell. Dude, can you drive? Parkerson asks Mitchell. I'm really not feeling well. Yeah, no problem, man. You look like you need to rest, Mitchell responds. The whole way back to the school, I keep an eye on Parkerson. He is sweating, and his skin is sickly pale. Park, are you all right? I question, concerned. Yeah, I'm fine. It'll pass. It's just my body fighting off the mating bond, he insists. It'll be fine. All right, but if it gets any worse, I want you to go to the pack doctor, I tell him. He nods and sits in silence, his body trembling. I really hope he's going to be okay. Chapter 10. Elliana's POV. Mara is lying fast asleep in her bed while I'm here under my covers, wide awake, staring at the clock. It's nearly 1 a.m, and I haven't heard anything from Reece. I can't stop wondering what happened, and if he is all right. I sigh and sit up in bed, knowing that it's no use. I'm not going to get any sleep until I know that he's all right. I get up, slip on some shoes, and leave silently. With my hands in my pockets, I slowly make my way to the boys' dorm. I knock on Eriko's door and wait. I stand there for a couple of minutes, and still there is no response, so I knock again. "Come on, Eriko, open up," I whisper to myself. The door slips open, and standing there is my brother wearing nothing but boxer shorts. He is rubbing his eyes, trying to wake up. "Elliana, it's late." "What are you doing here?" he asks. "Have you seen Reece at all tonight? I went on a date with him, and we came across some vampires. He told me to run, and I haven't seen him since," I say. "Well, his third in command is my roommate, and he ran out in a rush. He hasn't come back either." "I'm sorry, Elle," he apologizes. "Why don't you come in and sleep here with me? Maybe it'll make you feel better." "No, I'm okay. I'll head back to my room. I'm sorry for waking you up," I say, and begin to walk away, my cheeks tinged with red from embarrassment. A pair of hands stops me from walking, and I look up to see a guy with black hair styled in the "I just got out of bed" look. His dark eyes bore down into mine. "Well, there's his third in command," Eriko comments, looking at us. "If you're back, does that mean that Reece is back also?" I ask the boy whose name I do not know. "Yes, Reece just went to the girls' dorm to check on his mate." "You are?" he questions. "I am such mate. I'm Elliana. It's nice to meet you." "Mitchell Pelletier, at your service, Luna. Would you like me to contact Alpha and let him know that you are here?" "That would be great," I say, a smile spreading across my cheeks. I can relax now that I know he is safe. There's a loud bang seconds later, and Reece comes running down the hallway in wolf form. When he gets to me, he shifts back and wraps me up in his arms. I pay no attention to his lack of clothing, wrapping my arms around him and burying my head into his shoulder. "You're okay," we both breathe out at the same time. A clearing of the throat snaps us out of our little moment. Dude, you're hugging my little sister and you're not decent. Can you put some clothes on?" Eriko asks, being protective. I roll my eyes at him and step away from Reece, averting my eyes as Mitchell hands him some shorts to slip into. "Elliana, I'm sorry that those vamps interrupted our date," he apologizes. "It's all right. You've proven yourself enough to get another one," I laugh. "Oh, I did I?" he chuckles. "I suppose that's good." "Are you saying you don't want to bring me on another date? Because I'm perfectly fine with that," I tease. He kisses my forehead and says, "I would love to go on another date with you, but right now I want you to go back to your dorm room and get some sleep. I'm sorry I kept you up." "It's all right. I don't mind." "I want you to sleep in tomorrow. I'll take notes for you in English." "No, I can't." That wasn't a request. It was an order. I nod. "Good night, everybody," I say, and head back to the dorms. Reece's POV the next morning when I wake up, I am absolutely exhausted. I contemplate skipping class, but know I need to go for Elliana's sake. Oh, Elliana, I hope she likes the flower I chose for today. I almost instantly jump out of bed, getting ready in what I'm sure is a new world record time. I grab a pink carnation and walk across campus to the girls' dorms, where I tape it to her door along with the note. Then I sprint to class, fearing I'll be late. I can't wait to see her later. Elliana's POV. I awake to a sound outside my room. I open up the door to see a pink carnation with a note. I smile and pluck them both gently off the door. I place the carnation in a vase with yesterday's bouquet of roses as I begin to read the note. Good morning, my beautiful Luna. I hope you slept well. Don't worry about the notes from English. I've got you covered, and I will always be there for you. That is what this pink carnation represents. It also represents our bond as mates, symbolizing our healthy, energy-filled relationship. Meet me for lunch at 12:30 in the courtyard, and I will show you what we can have. See you soon. Reece. I laugh at how cheesy yet sweet he is. I love it. I pin the note up next to yesterday's on my small corkboard and then rush to get ready. I can't wait to see how this lunch goes. Chapter 11. Elliana's POV. The first semester is a drag. They put me in all of the required classes, which are like the ones I took in high school and have nothing to do with my major. No words could describe how bored I was in class today. I ended up taking all of the carnations Reece had given me and strung them into a wreath to put on my head. With the flowers atop my head, I make my way to the courtyard for my lunch date with Reece. He is leaning on the big tree in the middle, a smile gracing his face. Good afternoon, beautiful. He greets me with a kiss on the hand. I'm glad to see you're wearing my flowers. They're beautiful. I love them, I respond. Good. Come on, let's go eat lunch. He laces our fingers together and leads me away from the courtyard towards the woods. I pull at his arm and come to a stop. Where are we going? I ask nervously. To eat, he smiles. Don't worry, I'm not going to lure you into the woods to take advantage of you. I blush and he chuckles, beginning to pull me into the woods. The soil below my feet feels familiar as I step. Then I understand. He's bringing me to our date spot for lunch. When we get there, I immediately recognize the spot. It looks even more beautiful in the daytime. Birds are chirping and small animals are hopping around. A checkered blanket is placed on the grass with a picnic basket next to it. Reece smiles at me and drags me over, sitting down on the blanket. I join him and watch as he rifles through the basket. I hope you're hungry, he says, taking out container after container. Are you crazy? We can't eat this much. I giggle. Well, I don't know about you, but I can, he comments. Did you make all of this? I question. He looks down at the ground and shakes his head. I can see a slight blush on his cheeks. Wow, is Alpha Reece Cummings really blushing? The pack cook did. She let me help though, so I guess in a way I did sort of cook it all. He trails off. Either way, I love it. Thank you. You don't need to thank me, Elliana. You're my mate. I'd go to the moon and back for you. I bite my lip nervously and feel yet another blush adorn my cheeks. I love when you blush. It's beautiful, he says, brushing his hand over my cheek. I snap out of it and shy away from his hand, clearing my throat. Well, everything looks delicious, I tell him. Yeah, let's eat. He replies awkwardly. Take whatever you want. He piles food onto his plate and begins to eat enthusiastically. I take a plate and look around at all of the food. I pick a small spoonful of macaroni and a little bit of Caesar salad. As I begin to eat, Reece pauses. That's all you're going to have, he asks. Yeah, I'm not very hungry, I lie. In truth, I'm actually starving, but I don't want to risk him judging me and calling me Edie Elliana again. You know I can tell you're lying, right? I can sense your fear. Why are you so scared? I have to head back. I don't want to be late for class. I rush out and stand up quickly. I shift into my wolf and take off into the woods. I can hear a heavy set of paws pounding behind me, getting closer and closer by the second. Suddenly, I am caught from behind, a yelp coming out of my snout. I can feel another wolf's weight settle over me, his heavy breathing tickling my ear. I stay still for a moment so as not to set him off, and then gently turn around so I am facing him. His piercing eyes stare at me, and I can tell he wants to say something. But of course, not being mated, we don't have a link, and it's not exactly easy to communicate in wolf form. I let a snort out of my snout and shift back to my human form, leaning against his furry side. He nuzzles my neck and purrs. I sigh in contentment. I don't even realize he has shifted back as well until his deep voice rumbles in my ear. "Why did you run?" he wonders. "I didn't want you to judge me," I reply, looking anywhere but his eyes. "Judge you for what?" "I don't want to become Elliana again." He growls. "Elle, I didn't mean to." "You thought that of me at one point, so who is to say you won't think it again?" "I was stupid. He trails off, not knowing what to say. "See, you don't even know what to say. Clearly, you thought that about me at the time. If you were my true mate, you would have thought I was beautiful even when I was younger." "You were beautiful. I just wasn't looking close enough." He tries to defend himself. "Save it, Reece," I yell, pushing him away. Forgetting my insecurities for just a moment, I storm back to the clearing. Great. How am I supposed to get back to the dorms? Looks like I'll be walking out in my wolf form. Reece is nowhere to be seen, but I can feel his gaze on me. I shift and run back to school. I'm done with him. His 20-day chance no longer exists as far as I'm concerned. Reece's POV. I stumble back as she pushes me away, running back to the creek. I follow behind, watching her from a distance. She shifts into her wolf and heads back towards campus. I sit in the meadow, letting a whine out. I have ruined our relationship by making fun of her in the past, and these 2 dates were now considered nothing. I guess it's back to square one. Chapter 12. Eriko's POV. I love you, I murmur to Mara between kisses. You too, she replies. I slide my hand underneath her tank and caress the smooth skin of her stomach, slowly creeping up. She slips her hand into the back of my shirt and rakes her nails down my back. I kiss her more fiercely, my wolf chanting at me to mate her. However, the door opening took our attention. Standing there was my sister, her hands over her eyes. "Are you both decent?" she asks. "Yes," I answer, sitting up. "How was your lunch with Reece today?" She clears her throat and looks around the room, trying to think of a way to switch the topic of conversation. But I see right through it. "What happened?" I ask. "What did he do now?" Mara questions right after me. I told him I couldn't do it anymore. The pain from what he thought about me in the past is too much to handle, she says. Elle, as much as I don't like what he used to say about you, the past is the past. I don't think you should let that separate you two, I tell her. I don't want to be afraid of his judgment all the time. What happened to my strong, stubborn sister? She was proud of who she was. Where has she gone? She shrugs. She met her mate and needs to impress him to keep him around. If he really loves you, he'll stay around no matter what, Mara speaks up. Can we just not talk about this? All I want is to grab my bags and go to class, she says. She grabs a book, a notebook, and her purse and takes off out the door. I sigh and stare after her. I snap out of it when I feel Mara's hand stroke my cheek. Don't let it bother you. You can't control what your sister does, she tells me. I know, but I hate seeing her like this. Elliana used to be so confident, but once she met Reece, she changed. She'll come around sooner or later. She is still that tough girl. She's just letting nerves get the best of her, she says. Now, where were we? I smirk and crawl on top of her, beginning to kiss her again. God, I love this woman. She always knows what to do to get my mind off something bad. Elliana's POV, I'm tired of people trying to run my life. Can't Eriko and Mara understand my situation? I can handle my own life. There is a good reason that I'm being like this towards Reece. He has a lot to make up for. Okay, I admit I was cruel when I said I would no longer give him his 20 days. I mean, it wouldn't be fair if I did that, would it? As I enter the classroom, I notice the beautiful light purple carnation sitting on the desk where I usually sit. I roll my eyes. Of course, he would continue this after we get into an argument. I sit down and place my books beside me as I pick up the note. It reads, My marvelous mate. I cannot say in words how sorry I am for what I have done in the past. I did not mean any of it. You are everything I've ever wanted. Sweet, beautiful, perfect. This purple carnation represents my willingness to change for you and my regret for what I've done. I am falling for you, my sweet Elliana. I will give you some time, so I will not be in class today. I will miss you, darling. Reece. Ooh, still getting flowers from Alpha Reece, huh? A scratchy voice asks from beside me. I turn my head to see Parkerson. He looks even more horrible than he did yesterday. His skin is as pale as ash, and his eyes have dark bags beneath them. He coughs, and I cringe. Parkerson, why don't you sit down? I suggest. He shrugs me off, but still pulls out a chair and sits down, sighing in relief once he's off his feet. How are you feeling? I ask cautiously. I'm perfectly healthy, feeling great, he says. I narrow my eyes. You certainly don't look like it. I think you need to go to the infirmary. They won't do anything, Elliana. They can't save me from a mate rejection. My wolf is the only one who can pull us through this. Well, in that case, you're not surviving. 'Cause your wolf is weak, a cold voice speaks from behind us. My head whips to see who dares to insult my beta like that. Wait, my beta? I'm not mated to Reece yet. I'm not Luna. What am I talking about? Janelle sneers at me and plops down into the seat behind me, leaning back. Well, if it isn't Edie Elliana. Right, Parkerson? Isn't that what you and Reece used to call her? Perfect name considering her size, she snickers. I can't imagine you sleeping with Reece. You'd crush him. Suck it, Janelle, I retort. Look, I don't know who you think you are, but you are certainly not Luna right now. I am going to be Luna, and you are going to watch your precious alpha mate with another girl, feeling the pain every time we... That is enough, Janelle, Parkerson huffs angrily. Oh, wow, the beta finally has guts. He is about to say something back when he erupts into a violent coughing fit. He tries to catch his breath in between coughs, but you can hear a sick gurgling sound. He sputters up blood and looks at me, his eyes going wide. Help! Please, somebody help! I scream at the students and the professor. The professor rushes up and pushes me aside. He begins trying to help Parkerson as I call the infirmary nurse to come down. I kneel beside Parkerson and hold his hand. He looks at me, blood flowing out of his mouth, trying to gasp for air. Tears flow down my cheeks as his eyes begin to flutter. No, Parkerson, stay awake, please. You're going to be all right. I choke up. But be strong, he gurgles out. The infirmary nurse arrives at that moment and pushes me out of the way. I stand above them, desperately trying to catch a glimpse of him. I want him to know that I'm here for him. He was so good to me. At least he'll know that somebody was here for him during this, now that Janelle is gone from his life. The gurgling dies down and the room is silent. The infirmary nurse stands up, wiping her brow, and looks around the room, her gaze landing on me in the end. I'm sorry, she says, patting me on the back. My heart stops. Parkerson, my beta, my friend, is now gone. Such a sweet soul gone. Why does this have to happen? A wave of nausea hits me and my eyes roll to the back of my head. As I fall towards the ground, all I can hear is the laughter of Janelle. Chapter 13, Reece's POV. Goodbye, Reece. I hear the voice echo through my head before I feel the burning pain in my bones. Wait, why is Parkerson saying goodbye? What is happening? My eyes widen as I realize why I am in such pain. My beta is in trouble. He is dying. I rush to where I know he is, in class with my beautiful mate. The moment I get there, the room goes silent. The crowd parts and I notice the two bodies on the floor. One is Parkerson, his skin pale, his eyes open and glossy, dried blood around his mouth. My eyes tear up. My beta, my best friend, is gone. I will no longer be able to talk to him about relationships, nor be able to plan and pack activities with him. Why? Why did Janelle have to do this to him? Reece, a voice murmurs from beside Parkerson. I look down to see Elliana's head lifting from the floor. Our eyes lock and I drop to my knees, bringing her head to my chest. She wraps her arms around me and grips the back of my shirt, desperately trying to hold on. The moment she begins to shake in my arms, I know she is crying. That's when the dam breaks, and for the first time in a long time, I let loose, crying for the loss of my best friend. I hold her for a long while. When we finally pull apart, the room is empty except for Parkerson and us. Mitchell, I need you down in classroom 189C. Bring help. Parkerson has passed. I call for my third in command, now my new beta. Within mere seconds, he is there along with a couple of members of my pack. Please bring his body back home and have it prepared for burial. I wish to have his funeral tomorrow, I order them. They nod and get to work. I pick up my now sleeping mate, whose arms are still wrapped around me. She snuggles impossibly closer to me in size. I smile despite all of the sadness and carry her to her dorm room. Mara sits up straight the moment she sees Elliana in my arms. What happened? She asks. My beta has passed. She saw it happen right in front of her. She needs to rest, I inform her. I am sure she will sleep through the night. She will not be attending school tomorrow. I would appreciate it very much if you inform her brother, and I would love it if both of you would attend the funeral with Elliana tomorrow. You are close to her, and she will need you. Of course, sir, she responds. I smile. Mara, you are a friend of Elliana's. You may call me Reece. Just because I am an alpha does not mean that you need to call me sir. I am not your alpha. Will you be? I beg your pardon? I love it here in this town, and after I graduate, I do not wish to go back to my old town, to my old pack. I am pursuing a culinary major, and I would love it if I could work as a pack cook in your pack after I graduate, she says. I would be honored to have you as a cook in my pack, I say. But does Erico know of your wishes? He may want you to go back with him to his pack. She bites her lip. Well, I think he was considering joining your pack because of Elliana, but I don't know for sure. We will sit down and talk about this after the funeral, I reply. Make sure you, Erico, and Elliana are ready for noon. I will be here to escort you to the funeral. Thank you, and good night, Mara. Good night, Reece. With that, I leave her dorm room and head over to my own. When I arrive, Mitchell is standing in the middle of the room. It is finished, Alpha. The pack will be ready by noon as you have requested, he says. Thank you, Mitchell, I breathe out. How are you taking it? Are you all right? I'm all right at the moment, Alpha. Cut the formal stuff, man. In this situation, I am not your Alpha. I am your friend. Reece, man, I'm all right. It still hasn't quite hit me yet that he's gone. He sighs, shaking his head. It's really a shame that this had to happen, and it's all Janelle's fault. If she hadn't rejected him, he'd be alive and perfectly well. Well, we can't do anything about it. Rejections are rare, but they do happen, and when they do, the results vary. Clearly, Parkerson was one of the unfortunate ones. It really is a shame. He was a good beta to this pack. But I know that you will be a great replacement. Come on, don't say that. I'm not replacing him. I'm simply finishing something that he couldn't. Don't make it sound like we are going to forget him. I surely will not forget him. None of us will, he says. Well, I think it's time for me to get some shut-eye now. Tomorrow is going to be a long day. Yes, it will. Once again, thank you for helping out, Mitchell. I can never thank you enough, I tell him. It's no problem, Alpha. That's what pack members and friends do for one another. Good night, Reece. He smiles and leaves the room. I flop down onto the bed and stare at the ceiling, thinking about all the good times we have had together. There's no way I'm getting any sleep tonight. Chapter 14. Elliana's POV. I wake to a shaking sensation. I open my eyes to see Erico hovering above me, shaking my shoulder gently. He smiles at me as I acknowledge his presence. Morning, sis, he greets softly. Morning, I grumble sadly. I hate to bother you, but you need to get up. Reece says we need to be ready by noon. He's going to escort us to Parkerson's funeral, he informs me. Tears automatically spring to my eyes when I think of yesterday's events. Hey now, don't cry, he coos. How can I not? He was so sweet and he was the perfect beta. I know, but you need to be strong for Reece. He was best friends with Parkerson. Come on. Get up and get ready. What about my classes? All classes have been canceled for the day due to the fact that most of the students here will be attending the funeral. I nod and get out of bed, dragging myself to the bathroom. It is crowded with girls getting ready, but I manage to get a shower. Once I finish, I make my way back to my dorm room and make myself look presentable. After slipping into a formal black dress, I apply a light shade of eyeshadow and lip gloss, then volumize my eyelashes with a bit of mascara. Mara and I check one another for flaws before grabbing our purses, ready to head out the door. That is when there is a knock. I open it up and standing there is Reece. He looks up at me with a sad smile and takes his hands out of his dress pants pockets. "Are we ready to go, ladies?" he asks. "Yes," I reply for us. He laces his fingers into mine, and I squeeze his hand, trying to tell him that I'm here for him. Eriko and Myra walk behind us as we exit the building. Waiting for us in the parking lot is a sleek black limo. Reece opens the door for me and ushers me in. I smile gratefully, despite my sadness, and slide in. The four of us are silent throughout the entire ride, and when we arrive, it is even more silent in the cemetery. Hundreds of chairs are occupied by pack members surrounding the gravesite. As Reece approaches, they all stand up. We take the 4 open seats up front, and instantly everyone sits back down. That is when the service begins. It was a sweet yet sad service. Parkerson's mother is beside me, weeping, and the emotions are beginning to get the best of me. As they start to lower his casket into the ground, tears spring to my eyes. I can feel Reece let go of my hand, and my head turns to him. He quickly stands up and walks off. "Go after him, he needs you," Eriko whispers from 2 seats down. I nod and excuse myself, chasing after my mate. I find him leaning against the front gate, facing the other way, but by the way his body shakes, I know he is crying. I approach him and wrap my arms around him from behind. "It's going to be okay, Reece." I try to calm him down. "How can you say that? My best friend is dead because of that traitor," he growls. He whirls around to face me and is huffing and puffing. His eyes are black yet still swirling with his original color. I can tell he wants to shift. Anger isn't going to bring him back, I tell him. As much as I hate Janelle for what she did, nothing is going to change the fact that he's gone. He drops his head to his chest and sighs. This year isn't going how it was supposed to. First, I meet you, and you want nothing to do with me. And then I lose my best friend. He practically whimpers. "Hey, I never said I didn't want anything to do with you. I've given you a chance, haven't I?" I question. "But I've messed up every time. I've failed you as a mate. I've failed Parkerson and my pack as an alpha. Maybe I just shouldn't be an alpha." "Don't say that, Reece. You don't know what you're talking about." He looks me in the eyes and steps back once. "No, you don't know what you're talking about. I've failed everyone." He breathes. "I think I'm just going to take some time off. I need to figure out what I'm going to do with my life. Maybe when I come back, I'll be a better mate for you." He steps back even more, and I stretch my arms out to him. "Reece, what are you talking about?" I ask, reaching for him. "I'm going to go to the Alpha Academy for the rest of the year. I will be leaving once we get back to the university." Where is this coming from? I thought about this long and hard last night. I need to go away and learn how to properly be an alpha, how to properly be a mate. Maybe when I come back, I'll be good enough for you. "You're already good enough for me," I protest. "No, I'm not. I've hurt you one too many times. It's not that I don't love you, Elliana, because I do. I just need some time." "You can't just leave me here." "I have to," he says, pressing his lips to my forehead. He turns around and runs out of the gate, shifting before hitting the tree line. I was left there in shock. My mate had just run out on me for a year because he didn't think he was good enough. Did I push this prove yourself thing too far? Did I push him away? I should have just forgiven him for everything he has done. It's the past, and the past is in the past, right? Chapter 15. Eriko's POV Reece and Elliana haven't come back since they lowered Parkerson into the ground. With one last goodbye to him, I grab Mara's hand and pull her along with me to search for them. What I find is not something I was expecting. My sister's weeping on the ground, clutching her chest. I run over and collapse beside her. "Elle, what's wrong? What's going on?" I ask frantically. "Reece, he left," she gasps out. "Left? What do you mean, left?" He doesn't think he's good enough. He left for Alpha Academy. He didn't reject you, did he? No, but he might as well have, she bawls. "Come on, let's get you back to the school," I say. Mara comes over and helps me pick her up off the ground. Elliana drags her feet as we make our way to the limo. The ride back to the school was silent. And when we arrived, she got out of the limo and stomped up to her dorm room. "I would love to be with you for the rest of the day, but Elliana is my friend, and I need to be with her right now," Mara says to me. I laugh. "Elliana is my sister, Mara. I need to be with her right now also. Come on, let's go comfort her together." "You're such a good big brother," she smiles, pecking my lips. "Not to mention you're an amazing mate, and that is why I love you so much." "Love you too, me," I grin, beginning to walk up to the dorm room. Elliana's POV, I'm right. Reece might as well have rejected me because this pain I'm feeling in my heart feels like he did. How could he walk away from me? How could he leave me here for the rest of the year? I need my mate. Sure, he has messed up before, but he's beginning to prove himself. I gladly accept him the way that he is. He is an incredible alpha and an excellent mate. I mean, look what he has done for me so far. Sending flowers to every one of my classes, making food and bringing me out on a beautiful lunch date. He's great. But he really needs to have more confidence in himself. I have to admit, being cooped up in that limo with my brother and Myra was pretty awkward. Especially after they saw me break down like that. That is why I got out of the limo as soon as I could. That is why I am stomping up to my room at the moment. I want to be alone for a bit of while to wallow in my own pity. But when I open my door, something feels funny. There's a strange scent in my room. It almost smells like vampires. I run for the door, but it is too late. There is a pale, mean-looking male standing in front of it. His raven-colored hair is slicked back, revealing his pitch-black eyes. He smiles, licking over his fangs. I can hear shuffling around me, and when I turn around to see what's going on, I know that I am surrounded. There is a massive group of vampires circling me, and standing there in a bright red outfit is Janelle, with a smirk on her face. "Janelle?" I ask. "Don't speak my name," she hisses, fangs popping out of her gums. My eyes widen. "I thought you were a werewolf. I've seen you shift." She cackles, and her fangs disappear back into her gums. "I was one until I met Terry," she smirks. The black-haired man walks over to her and wraps his arm around her. She kisses him and then licks her lips, winking at him. I gag. I was happy with Parkerson until I realized that being beta female really is nothing. You have no power that way. That's why I went after Reece. I wanted to be alpha female and have more power, she explains. But Terry here introduced me to the vampire world. He taught me that being a vampire gives you way more power. So I went to a witch and had her take my wolf away. Then I asked him to change me, and here I am, ruling a vampire coven with a powerful male by my side. Wow, you really know how to betray your pack, don't you? First a witch and now a vampire? I laugh. You are such a traitor. I can't believe Parkerson fell in love with you because he is way too good for you. Before I know what is happening, Terry has me pinned against the wall by my throat. My claws come out and I scratch at his hand, but there is no response. You will not speak to my beloved like that, he snarls. Beloved? She is not your beloved. She had a mate before she met you. I scream through gasps of air. Baby, she's not worth it, Janelle coos, stroking Terry's back. We're taking her anyway, so let's get out of here before we're caught. Good night. Next thing I know, I'm swimming in a sea of black vision, unconscious to the outside world. Eriko's POV. When we got up to Myra and Elliana's room, the door was wide open. I push Myra behind me and tell her to stay put. I open the door and it creaks. The room is empty, but the window is wide open. There is a lingering scent, but I cannot put my finger on it. It's almost like they had somebody mask it for them. What smells so funny? I hear Mara's voice right behind me. I thought I told you to stay out in the hallway. I scold her. Did you really expect me to listen? She asks. I give her a look, warning her not to disobey my orders. However, right now is not the moment to worry about that. I have to figure out who took my sister and where she is. She is my #1 priority at the moment. Call Mitchell and get him down here, I order Mara. She nods and gets on her cell phone. Elle, wherever you are, we're coming to get you. Don't worry, I speak through our mind link, but there is no response, and that is what scares me. Chapter 16. Eriko's POV. I am busy searching the room for any specific scents when Mitchell appears in the doorway. The moment he gets a whiff of the strange smell, he growls. Vampires, he grumbles. What? Why were there vampires here? I ask. We've been having problems with them roaming into our territory, but never this close to home. Is this why you called me? Yes. I didn't know what the scent was, but I knew something was wrong. Elliana came up here to rest, and we followed after her. Next thing we know, she's missing, and this scent is lingering. He growls deep in his chest, and his chest rises and falls rapidly. The Luna has been taken by vampires, he questions. Enforcers, chat after the scent and see where it goes. A group of guys fills the room, and they jump out the window, following the scent in their wolf forms. I'll call the Alpha, Mitchell tells me. Go back to your room and bring your mate with you. That's ridiculous. I'm not just going to sit around while my sister is missing, I yell. This is official pack business. You may be related to the Luna, but you are not in our pack. I huff angrily and take Mara's hand, pulling her through the building. When we get to my dorm, I burst into tears. How can this happen? I ask, my head in my hands. She's my baby sister. Mara rubs my back and shoulders, trying to calm me. Can I make a suggestion? She wonders. What is it, me? I sigh, looking up at her. Now is not exactly the best time for suggestions. She jumps up off the bed and glares at me. Then forget I even said anything. Jerk, she says, walking towards the door. Then she whirls around. You know, she is my friend also. I know what you're feeling. Right as she opens the door, I shoot forward. I pin her to the closed door and look in her eyes. "Where do you think you're going?" I question. "Anywhere but here," she yells, trying to push me off. I press my lips to hers, silencing her. Her body instantly relaxes, and she wraps her arms around me. I pull away and lay my forehead on hers. "You know, this is the second time you have disrespected me today," I point out, smirking. "You deserved it," she huffs. I pull her close and lift her up, carrying her towards the bed. I set her down and kiss her cheek. "Eriko! Eriko!" My head snaps up and I look at her. "What is so important that you have to interrupt this moment?" I ask her. "That suggestion we were arguing about before. Well, it's really important," she says. I sit up and move away from her, sighing. "What is it?" "Maybe it's time for us to start thinking about joining the Moonshine Pack. I mean, your sister will be Luna. You could be an enforcer. I could be the pack cook. I mean, Reece and I were talking about it, and I think now with all this..." "Wait, you were talking to Reece about joining his pack without speaking to me?" She looks down at the ground. "Yeah, but he told me I need to talk to you first. I think it's the right thing for us to do, Eriko. Especially with everything going on right now. Don't you want to help find your sister?" "Yeah, but joining a pack requires for the Alpha to be present, and at the moment, the Alpha is missing." "Well, Mitchell said he was going to contact him, didn't he? Come on, let's go find Mitchell." "Wherever he is, Reece will be." She stands up and holds out her hand. I take it and pull her into my body. "We're going to finish this later," I whisper into her ear. She shivers, causing me to smirk. God, I love this woman. I pull her along to go find Mitchell. Let's see if Reece does his alpha duties now. Reece's POV. I look out the window of the black Escalade as we travel down the highway. The farther I get from Elliana, the more my heart aches. It's hard to believe that we're not mated because the pain I'm in feels like we are. My phone rings and I look at the caller ID. Mitchell. What could he possibly need already? Mitchell. I answer the phone in a monotone voice. Reece, you need to come back right now. There's been an incident, he says frantically. What type of incident? The Luna. She's been kidnapped by vampires. The phone drops from my hand. Turn the car around, I scream at the driver. He gives me a quick questioning glance, but obeys. I pick up the phone once again. Mitchell, I will be back before you know it, I say and hang up. My heart races as all the possibilities run through my mind. She could be injured, or worse, killed. No, I can't think negatively. I need to stay positive. Otherwise, my mind won't be in the right place when I'm looking for her. But how in the world had the vampires gotten into the dorm? Is there someone working with them? Do we have a traitor on our hands? I rub my face and run my hands through my hair. There's nothing I can do until I get back. Don't worry, Elliana. I'll save you. Chapter 17. Eriko's POV. Mara and I were practically shadowing Mitchell all day. To say he is irritated is an understatement. But can you blame me? My baby sister is missing, and although I know they are doing everything in their power to find her, I am stressing out. When Reece gets back, I'll fight the urge to confront him for hurting Elliana and ask to join his pack. Mara is right. It's the right thing to do, and it'll be perfect. We can do whatever we want. I have always wanted to be an enforcer, and she can fulfill her dream of being a cook. My head jumps out of the clouds when I hear the screeching of tires in front of us. Out of the car jumps Reece, frazzled and disheveled. "What happened?" he asks, breathless. Mitchell is just about to explain when I jump in front of him. "Reece, thank goodness you are here. I have been waiting for you all day. Mara and I were kind of wondering if we could join the pack. I mean, she said that you and her talked about it, but..." I ramble. "Eriko, now isn't the time for this. We need to find Elliana. We will talk about this when she is back in my arms, safe. For now, you can help with the efforts," Reece replies. That being said, he turns to Mitchell, searching for answers. I turn to Mara with a smile on my face. She nods and motions her hand towards the woods. I instantly shift into my wolf and barrel into the trees, off to search for my sister with the others. Elliana's POV. When I come to, my eyes blur all the images around me together. It takes me a bit to focus, and when I do, all my senses hit me. The metallic smell of blood and dampness makes me gag instantly. Trying to put it to the back of my mind, I take a look at my surroundings. I am lying on a hard, cold, brown surface. There are dark splotches everywhere. In the dark corner lies a figure. I sit up and strain my eyes to see what it is. It moves, and I scream. "Please, help me!" a voice gasps out. From the corner comes a pale male, cuts covering his bare chest. He is breathing heavily, staring at me with wide and desperate eyes. When he sees the state I'm in, chained to the ground, he sighs and sits back down, a sad look on his face. "Are you okay?" I ask. He looks up at me and lifts his hand to show his chains. "Do I look okay?" he questions. I'm sorry. I was just trying to make conversation," I say, looking down. Tears rush to my eyes. This is a great situation. I'm chained to a wall, and I can't even make friends with someone who is in the same situation as me. "Hey, come on, don't..." "I'm sorry, I shouldn't be taking my anger out on you," he says. "I'm Dean. What's your name?" "Elliana." "Well, Elliana, I'm really sorry that I acted like such a jerk. I'm just frustrated. I've been locked in here for nearly 2 weeks, being fed on constantly. I'm surprised I'm not dead," he tells me. I gulp. "Are they going to do that to me?" I squeak out. He shrugs. "I don't know. Probably." "We need to get out of here." "Yeah, good luck with that," he laughs. "These chains aren't silver. If we channel our wolves, we can break out of them." I close my eyes and focus on shifting. When I open my eyes, I look down to see that I am still in my human form. Dean is looking at me with a smirk on his face. "You think I haven't tried that already?" he asks. "They're working with witches. They cooked up some weird and nasty concoction that they make us drink every day, and for some reason it silences our wolves and our abilities. Try to talk to someone through your pack mind link." I close my eyes and focus on contacting Reece, but my words echo through my mind, bounding back at me full force, giving me a headache. It was almost like there was a literal brick wall in my mind that wasn't allowing my words to go out. "So I can't call anyone to come get me?" I ask him. He shakes his head. "I've tried it every day for the past 2 weeks I've been in here. Nothing has worked. Not that anybody in my pack would help me anyway." "Why do you say that? A pack is a family." "They all are family to one another, but they practically disowned me." "Why?" I wonder, curious. I'm gay," he admits shyly. "And your pack doesn't accept that?" I gasp. "No, I was brought up to believe that it wasn't allowed, but I can't help it. I just do," he says. "I don't know why I'm telling you this. You don't have to worry about me judging you. My pack is accepting. In fact, after we're found, you can join the pack. That'd be great." "You really think the Alpha and Luna would accept me?" he asks, hopeful. "Well, you're kind of talking to the Luna, so—" "You're mated to an Alpha?" he practically screams. I nod quickly. "I would love to have you in our pack." "Okay." "All right, you two." A booming voice echoes through the room as the door is thrown open. "I've had enough of the heart-to-heart. You're disturbing my personal time." I can hear your annoying little voices through the whole house. Terry's footsteps make a loud thumping noise as he nears me. He hovers over me, and I turn to Dean with a look of desperation on my face. He reaches his hand out for me, but the distance and the chain keep him from helping me. "I'm sorry," he mouths. A sharp pain goes through my body as I'm knocked unconscious. Chapter 18. Mitchell's POV. It has been 5 days, and still we have no trace of the Luna. This makes no sense. We have one of the best packs with the best trackers known in the United States. How come we can't find any trails? There's definitely something going on here. "Mitchell, stop your daydreaming and get back to work," Reece grumbles from across the field. I take one look at him and cringe. He looks terrible. His hair is all over the place, his eyes bloodshot with bags underneath them. His skin is a sickly gray color. I can't imagine what he's going through losing his mate like this. Ah, a mate. I wish I had a mate. I haven't found mine yet. I sigh and turn around, shifting into my wolf, off to another day of searching for the Luna. If only we could find her. Reece's POV. I've been trying for days to reach my sweet Elliana. But every time I try to talk to her through our pack link, it just echoes in my mind. I can't help but think the worst. What if she is dead? We aren't mated yet, so I wouldn't feel the pain if she did. But wouldn't I feel something? Our wolves are partially connected, so I would have felt something. Well, I guess that's a good thing then. Seeing my beta slacking off is the last thing I want to see. He should be out looking for his Luna, not daydreaming. Sure, I've been hard on the enforcers and trackers for the past couple of days, but it's good training for them. If we go into war, they'll know what it's like to be exhausted, and they'll be prepared. A russet-colored wolf approaches me, and I immediately can tell who it is. Erico. When he shifts back, I confirm it's him. His mate, a chocolate-shaded wolf, nudges herself against his side. He pats her head and gives me a weak smile. "Do you think we'll find her, Reece?" he asks. "We'll find her if I have to die in the process. As long as she's safe, I'm willing to sacrifice myself." Erico pauses and stares at me. "Wow," is all he says. "What?" I ask. He smiles and walks over, pulling me in for a hug. Shocked, I awkwardly pat him on the back. When he pulls away, his eyes have tears in them. "My opinion of you has completely changed. Ever since you've met my sister, you've matured and have become more respectful," he says. "I couldn't be happier to have you as a future brother-in-law, and I trust that you and your pack will bring my sister home in one piece. Welcome to the family, Reece." I blink, still shocked. "Isn't this something your father is supposed to be saying to me?" "My father wouldn't do a thing. He's too afraid of my controlling mother to do anything. and knowing my mother, she'd try to push herself on you rather than congratulating Elliana, he says. But that's beside the point. I just wanted to welcome you to the family. Now I'm going to get back to searching for my sister. He shifts into his wolf and begins to walk towards the woodline. Mara follows after. Erico, I call after him. He turns his head around over his shoulder to look at me. I'd be happy to have you as an enforcer in my pack. Welcome to the family, I tell him. A wolfish grin appears on his face, and he yips, jumping up in the air. Mara lowers her head to the ground and slowly continues walking away. Mara, don't think I forgot about you. How could I forget my mate's best friend? I would love to have you as a pack cook. Welcome to the family, I say. She grins and bounds into the woods with Erico. I smile and turn around, only to come face to face with my father. You're turning out to be an amazing alpha, he says. I'm really proud of you. Thank you, Father. I bow my head. He chuckles and approaches me. He pats me on the back. I should be the one bowing my head to you, Reece. I am no longer alpha. I am now just your father. It's about time I start acting like one. And I'll start by helping with the search for your Luna. Thank you, Dad. No need to thank me, son. I know what you're going through right now. I myself lost your mother when I was about your age, and I brought her home after a long and tiresome war. The same needs to be done for your Luna. Do not give up. Continue the search, and she will eventually be found. But be aware that when you find her, things may turn ugly. That being said, he shifts into his wolf and runs into the woods to join the others from my pack. Elliana's POV. I awaken with intense pain radiating in my head. I can feel something sticky from my cheek to my neck. Elliana. Oh, thank goodness, Elliana, you're all right. Dean's voice echoes through the room. When I look up, he has a worried expression on his face. I sit up wincing as the room starts spinning. I grab my head and look at him. Man, what on earth did he hit me with? I question. A crowbar? He mumbles. What? God, these people are sick, I exclaim. Please tell me they didn't bite me while I was out. Well, they didn't bite you, but they sort of licked you. My eyes widen. What? I scream. Shh, they'll come back and do it again if you don't stay quiet. Sorry, but what? I yell. The blood from the blow, they kind of licked it off of you. Then why do I still feel stickiness on my face? Saliva. Duh. Ooh, just, ow. Listen, Elliana, I'm really sorry that I couldn't help you. I would've if I could've, he murmurs. Don't worry about it, Dean. We're both chained up. What are we supposed to do besides sit and twiddle our thumbs? Try to get out of here, he suggests. Haven't you tried that for the past 2 weeks? I ask. Yeah. And how's that going for you? His gaze drops to the ground. I sigh, feeling bad. I'm sorry, I'm just beginning to feel the anxiety as well. I just want to get out of here. Me too, Elliana, me too. Chapter 19. Janelle's POV. I enter the room undetected. She is speaking with the prisoner we captured earlier. He may be gay, but his blood tastes good. And that's all he is to us. Food. And before Elliana knows it, she'll be the same. But with her, I may not be able to stop. I laugh to myself thinking about it. If I kill Reece's Luna, he'll be devastated. When an alpha's mate dies, he goes crazy. He's out for blood. But most of the time, he only has tunnel vision for the person that killed his mate, which means he doesn't see the others around him. He leaves himself vulnerable to death. And if Reece dies, I'll be able to take over his land with Terry. Maybe I will kill Elliana after all. Having fun? I speak up, getting Elliana and Dean's attention. Elliana looks up and gives me what she considers to be a menacing look. I smirk at her and lick my lips. I'm glad to see you two are getting along, I say sarcastically, making my way over to Dean. I grab him by the hair and tilt his head to the side. Oh, don't mind me. I'm just getting my dinner for the night. Continue on with your little talk. She gasps, and Dean screams as I plunge my teeth into his neck, drinking his blood. I moan as I pull away and lick my lips. He hisses in pain and slumps to the ground. You're such a monster, Elliana shrieks at me. I cover my ears and hiss. Why does your voice have to be so annoying? Sometimes I wish I didn't have this vampire hearing. She screams as loud as she can, and I cover my ears, cringing in pain. When she is done, I pull my hands away from my ears and hiss at her, angry. I think my eyes are black, and by the look on her face, my suspicion is correct. You're going to pay for that, I warn, approaching her. Her eyes grow big as I come to a stop in front of her. I clutch her hair in a tight grip and pull her head back, exposing her neck. It's your turn, I growl and sink my teeth into her neck. Reece's POV, I come to a stop by the river, ducking my head down to take a drink. My tongue laps at the water eagerly. I am truly exhausted from running around all day. Reece! Reece! A voice screams in my head as I hear the pounding of paws from behind me. I whip around to see a group of my enforcers standing there. Erico is the one talking to me. He is panting heavily, like he sprinted the whole way to find me. What is everyone doing? You're supposed to be looking for your Luna, I scold. We picked up her scent, Reece. Mitchell is with the other enforcers following the trail, he says excitedly. Bring me to him immediately. Erico turns around and bounds off into the woods. I trail behind him eagerly. The sooner I get to my Luna, the better. It takes about 5 minutes at full speed until we catch up to Mitchell and the enforcers. Mitchell is watching as they sniff out the trail. It's faint, but we've found it, he tells me. Good work. You get the back, I'll get the front, I instruct. I run up to the front where my lead enforcer smells out the trail. I don't know how long I'd been following him, but it finally came to an end. Right in front of us stood a log cabin. I was overwhelmed by the stench of vampires along with my mate's scent and something else. Blood? My mate's blood? My body begins to shake, and I hold back the urge to run into the house and get my mate. I know that she's hurt, but running into the house will get me killed. What I need to do is assemble my enforcers and attack. My Luna is injured, and we need to get to her before something worse happens. Line up. We will attack at once, I order. My enforcers group into 5 separate lines, planning to go inside in waves. I stand in front of them, ready to beat this clan. They won't see us coming. They thought they could pull a fast one on us, but they were about to have a rude awakening. Attack, I demand, and the first wave takes off towards the house. However, just before they reach the door, they are thrown back. A flash of white light shimmers over the house. My eyebrows raise, and my head cocks to the side. What is this? A protective barrier, Mitchell says from beside me. How do they have a protective barrier? That's only possible if they're working with... I trail off. I knew that I smelled something funny when I first scoped out Elliana's room. They're working with witches, Reece. What does this mean? I ask. It means that we're not getting into that house unless the spell is broken. Come on, man, you know this, he says. But Elliana's hurt. We can't just leave her to die. We need to get my Luna. I'll get through that barrier if it's the last thing I do. I run full speed towards the house, determined to get through the barrier. However, when I'm thrown back into the ground painfully, I know it's no use. Have you learned your lesson now, Alpha? Mitchell snorts. I growl at him and turn to face my enforcers. Go back to the pack house and rest up for the night. Spend time with your mates and family and tell them how much you love them. You never know if something like this will happen to you, I tell them. Tomorrow, we will work on getting past this barrier. For now, I can feel that my Luna is injured but alive. We need to get to her as soon as possible. That being said, I turn the opposite way and run back through the woods to the college. All I need right now is a good night's rest. Although Elliana is injured, she is alive, but we need to get to her before it becomes worse. I won't be able to take the pain if I lose her. Terry's POV. I am awoken from my blood-drunken stupor by the house shaking. I rush to the window to see a whole cluster of wolves standing outside our clan home. I hiss to myself and rub my head. Why do they have to come now, of all times? Good thing we had the witches put up this protective barrier. There's no way they are getting in without help from another witch. After they walk back into the woods, I run around looking for Janelle. Janelle! 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 Where are you? I yell, rushing through the house. I open up the basement door. Janelle! I scream again. What do you want, Terry? I'm trying to have dinner here, she shouts. I look up to see her holding Elliana by the hair. There is blood dripping off my gorgeous mate's lips. I lick mine, and she smirks. You want some? She asks. Hell yeah, I do, I grumble and run towards her, picking her up. Elliana's body slumps down to the ground, and I stare at her. Her heart is still beating, so we don't have to worry about cleaning up a dead body. All I need to worry about is my mate and how much fun we're going to have. The talk about the wolves on our ground can wait until later, if it ever happens. Chapter 20. Reece's POV. I take a deep breath as I open my eyes. Sitting up, I stretch a bit. Looking around, I sigh in disappointment. My mate is not by my side. I was hoping that this whole kidnapping was just a nightmare, but unfortunately, it was not a nightmare. It's reality. Although I'm missing her, I feel refreshed. It's amazing what a good night of sleep can do. I surely needed it because today is going to be difficult. We're going to need to find out which witch tribe the vampires are working with and see if we can find an ally to attack back. A knock on my door snaps me back into reality. I really need to get up and get the day started. Come in, I grumble. In through the door walks Mara, a tray full of food in her hands. I raise my eyebrows. Rise and shine, Alpha. She smiles, setting the tray of food in front of me. What's this? I ask. You need your energy for the day, mister, she says. I figured breakfast in bed would be the perfect thing to cheer you up. Since when is it the pack cook's job to cheer the Alpha up? since you became my best friend's mate. Be appreciative or I will throw it out, she threatens, beginning to pick up the tray. No, don't, I exclaim. I'm sorry, I'm just not in the best mood. Knowing that Elliana is hurt and that I can't do anything to save her is killing me. Reece, you need to cut the attitude. That's going to get you nowhere. What you need to do is eat and get up. Sulking all day isn't going to get her saved any quicker. Finding an ally witch tribe will. So, what do you say? Are you going to be lazy, or are you going to go save your mate? I begin to eat the food she made me, moaning at how good it is. Man, I should have hired you sooner. This is the best food I've ever tasted, I compliment. Family recipe, she grins proudly and takes away the rest of my food. Now get out there and save my best friend. I jump out of bed and put my hand to my head, saluting her. Yes, ma'am. She giggles as I run out of the room. I smile. I'm so glad my mate found such a loyal friend. I know she'll always be there for her. Enforcers, assemble outside immediately. It is time we begin the search for an ally. I speak through my pack link. When I get outside, my enforcers are already waiting for me in their wolf forms. I nod my head at them in acknowledgement and shift, darting into the forest. I can hear the pounding of their paws on the ground behind me. We're off to the first witch territory I know of. I have a feeling this isn't going to go very well. I can feel your anxiety, Reece. It's not good for an alpha to be nervous in front of his pack. It only stresses them out more. Mitchell speaks to me. Can you blame me, man? We just got ourselves into a dangerous situation, I remind him. So, you need to put that aside. Remember, this is for your Luna. This is for my Luna, I think to myself. For my Luna, for Elliana. A burst of energy hits me, and I pick up my pace, eager to start this mission and get my gorgeous Elliana back. Dean's POV nervousness fills my body as the minutes turn into hours. Elliana hasn't woken up since that vampire drank from her. I know she's alive. She's breathing, and her heart is beating. But why hasn't she woken up yet? When she finally starts to stir, I jump for joy. Elliana, I call for her. She groans from the ground but doesn't get up. Elliana, sweetie, you need to let me know if you're all right or not, I coax her. I'm okay, she croaks out. My neck hurts like crazy though, and my head is pounding. She took a little more than she should have, and I think she knew it too. If that guy hadn't come in, I think she would have drank you dry. Yeah, she has it out for me. But when Reece gets here, he'll take care of her. He'll stop her and that stupid beloved of hers. Don't get your hopes up. He's going to come eventually, Dean. He's up against a lot. They have a whole clan of vampires, plus they're working with witches. Do you really think your pack can get through that? After everything we've gone through in the past few weeks, I think so. Everybody wants justice for Parkerson, she says. If she hadn't gotten greedy, he'd still be alive. He was such a good guy. He was so sweet to me. She chokes on a sob, making my chest constrict. I hate when girls cry. If I could hug her right now, I would. But these chains are holding me back. Plus, I don't think I'd want to hug her given our current state. Don't cry, Elle, come on, I plead. She looks up at me with tear-streaked cheeks, sniffling. I just want to go home. I know, and I'm sorry you have to go through this. I don't know what I would do if you weren't here. You're strong. you would make it through perfectly fine. How do you know that for sure? She questions. I just do, I try to convince her. Why don't you try to get some sleep? You need to recover from all that blood loss. She nods and lies down, placing her head on the hard ground. Good night, Dean, she murmurs. Good night, sweetheart. I coo and lie down as well, dreaming of the day I see the sun again. Maybe then I could meet my mate. Chapter 21, Reece's POV. I hate to admit when I'm scared, but I have to say I was nervous as I approached the gigantic, Gothic-looking house. The land around it is empty, grass nowhere in sight. The roots of surrounding trees protrude from the ground, seeming to glow white. Dark clouds loom over the house, making the white paint appear gray. The windows are covered in dirt and grime. And this is why I do not associate with witches. I speak to Mitchell through our link. He chuckles. I feel you, bro. Look at this place. It looks like they don't even keep it up, he says. I am just about to respond when the front door creaks open. My enforcers growl as a figure approaches, and I silence them. We can't disrespect a witch while on their land. They could put a curse on us or something. Why are you on our land? A crackly voice comes from the figure as it approaches. Mitchell and I shift back, slipping on shorts that our enforcers hand us. The figure comes to a stop in front of us, and when it peers up, I can't help but cringe. It is a woman, although you can barely tell. Her face is poorly wrinkled, with piercing gold eyes staring back at me. Her mangled black hair frames her eyes, making her look even more unsettling. I guess the house isn't the only thing they don't keep up. Mitchell talks to me through our minds. I fight the urge to laugh and turn my attention to the woman. I asked you a question, mutt, she spits. I'm not here to cause any problems, ma'am, I reassure her. Then why else would you invade my land? Why are you here? What do you want? I am Alpha Reece Cummings of the Moonshine Pack. We have come here to seek your assistance. Help a pack of mutts? She begins cackling, making me wince. Why would I want to help werewolves? You see, my Luna has been captured by a clan of vampires and I try to continue, but I am cut off. Vampires too? You expect me to get near those leeches? Please, that's double the pain. Get off of my land. But get off of my land before you regret ever coming, she warns. Another witch tribe is working with the vampires, I blurt out quickly. She pauses, shocked. I know the supernatural laws. Witches are never to associate themselves with vampires, as hundreds of years ago there was a violent war amongst them. No witch tribe in their right mind would work with a clan of vampires. Every witch knows the supernatural law. What proof do you have that a tribe is teaming up with vampires? She questions suspiciously. Mitchell steps forward to explain. From the moment we noticed the Luna was gone, we knew there was something strange going on. The scent of the vampires was there, but it seemed to be covered up, like someone was masking it. There was also another lingering scent that we could not put our fingers on. He takes a breath and continues. When we tracked the Luna's scent, that same one was mixed into it. Once we found the clan's hideout and tried to approach, we were immediately thrown backwards. There was a protective barrier over the entire house. That's when we figured out that there were witches involved. The woman strokes her chin, deep in thought. You must show me this hideout. I will be able to tell which tribe is working with those leeches, she says. Of course, I exclaim. And your name? For me to know and for you to never find out, she replies. Ladies, you must come at once. Women flood out of the house. Some of them look like the woman in front of us, but others are absolutely stunningly beautiful. Beautiful, but dangerous. If you mess round with a witch, you're asking for trouble. Do not let them distract you, I instruct my pack. Remember why you are here, to find your Luna. Yes, Alpha, their voices echo through my head. Lead the way, Mutt, the woman orders me. I growl. If we are going to be working together, you will show me a bit of respect, I demand. Who said I was working with you? We'll see if you're worthy of working with once you lead me to this hideout. I huff angrily and shift into my wolf. Mitchell does the same, and we begin to lead the way to the hideout. Hopefully, this clan agrees to walk with us, because if they don't, we're in trouble. Elliana's POV, wakey, wakey, mutts. Janelle's annoying voice goes right through me. I growl as I sit up to face her. Why must she come in here and disturb my sleep? Have a good night of sleep, no? Well, I don't really care, she hisses and then approaches me. It's time for your dinner. But I'm not hungry, I lie. I don't want to be fed whatever she's going to give me. I can feel my wolf starting to show herself in my mind, and if she gives me that nasty concoction, then she's going to be gone again, and I'll never have a chance of getting out of here. She saunters up to me and holds the cup up to my lips. You will eat, she commands. I zip my lips shut as tight as I can, resisting her pushing. She pulls my hair and I close my eyes, feeling the sharp pain in my scalp. Trying not to scream, I keep my lips shut. That's it, she screeches and bites into my neck. I open my mouth to let out a scream, but the disgusting chunky liquid pours into my mouth. I try to spit it out, but it's no use. I can feel my wolf fading away, and before too long, all the liquid is forced down my throat, and I feel human again. Janelle pulls away and licks her lips. That's what you get. You'll learn, if you even make it another day, she laughs coldly. I gulp and watch as she goes over to Dean. He is screaming with his mouth closed, attempting to get away from the nasty drink. It was to no avail. She did the same thing to him as she did to me and forced it down his throat. She left the room immediately after, leaving us in silence. Do you think she's going to try to kill me, Dean? I practically whisper. I won't let her, he says, determined. You can't stop her. You're chained to the floor and you're practically human. It's my duty to protect you, Elliana, he responds. Starting now, I will consider you to be my Luna, and I will do anything to protect you. Tears spring to my eyes. I just met him, and he's already so dedicated to me. I wish we had met under better circumstances. And I have always considered you a member of my pack, I say back. A smile breaks out on his face. Thank you. You have no idea what it feels like to finally be accepted after being pushed away for so long. I do understand what it feels like because I, myself, was an outcast when I was younger, and I'm glad that you finally have the chance to feel a sense of acceptance. You were an outcast? His voice goes up an octave. That's a story for another day. For now, I still need rest. Let's get back to sleep. Chapter 22, Reece's POV. It unnerved me when the witches began flying overhead as we ran towards the vampire clan's hideout. They were all giggling with one another, seeming so sweet and innocent. I scoff at myself. Yeah, right. Witches were anything but sweet and innocent. We come to a stop in front of the hideout, keeping cover in the woods. We didn't need the clan knowing that we were planning to team up against them. That would cause problems. I shift back and watch as the leader begins looking around. She is sniffing loudly and waving her hands in front of her. Seriously? Can this get any more stereotypical? It's like we're in a movie sniffing out children. The Ambrosine tribe, she mumbles. Who are they, I wonder? The Ambrosine tribe is one of the most sinister tribes that exist in this area. They use lots of dark magic, she tells me. They have been spoken to by the elders about their excessive use of dark magic, and every member almost got their powers stripped from them. However, at the last minute, a source came in and the elders deemed them innocent. Clearly, they aren't as innocent as we thought they were. So, if the elders find out about them pairing up with the vampires, they can get their powers stripped of them? Correct, but it takes a long process to find a witch, never mind a tribe guilty of a supernatural crime. It would take ages to get your Luna back. So what can we do right now? The only solution is to fight. Does that mean your tribe agrees to fight with us? We agree. I suggest you train your pack. We will attack in 2 days, she says, and then floats up into the air. She motions for her tribe to follow her, and the next thing I know, they are gone. 2 days? I ask, my voice straining. A hand lands on my shoulder, and I whip my head to the side to see Mitchell giving me a sympathetic look. It'll be okay, Reece. We'll get her before you know it. He tries to reassure me. Will she survive 2 more days? You know the answer to that. Elliana is strong. She can hold her own. I nod and turn to face my enforcers. We have 2 days to train the pack. Are you all going to be able to succeed? I ask. Everybody barks in unison. Let's get back, I order. They all howl as they take off back to the pack house. Mitchell and I head in the opposite direction, back to the college. We need to get the rest of the pack and send them back to the pack house for protection. Janelle's POV, I pull away from Terry and jump out of bed when I hear barking echoing outside the house. Baby, what are you doing? Get back in bed, he groans. Staring out the window, I narrow my eyes. Why were there barks outside the house? Was I hearing things? When howls follow, my eyes widen. No, I definitely wasn't hearing things. There are werewolves out there. Werewolves! I hiss and turn around to face Terry. The werewolves are onto us, Terry. Couldn't you have picked a better hiding spot? He shrugs and gets out of bed, walking over to me. I look at him. He smirks and wraps his arms around me. I saw them out there yesterday, and I meant to tell you, but you were looking too good, and I forgot about everything I was going to tell you, he admits. Anger fills my body, and I push him away. You mean to tell me that you knew they were here, and you didn't tell me? Terry, what were you thinking? I practically scream. Baby, honestly, what can we do? They were just looking. The protective barrier was holding them back. They don't have a chance against us. I guess you're right. See. He wraps his arms around my waist. Now come back to bed. I smirk and kiss him. He's so much better than Parkerson ever was. I can't believe I wasted so much time with him. Mitchell's POV. My mind is whirling at 100 miles a minute. I can still smell the scent, although we are long gone, the scent of my mate. My mate is in that hideout. Does this mean I'm mates with a vampire? How in the world would that work? We are enemies. It's not right. Dude, are you okay? Reece asks me when we get back to the college. Yeah, I lie. He narrows his eyes. Why are you lying to me? I sigh. Reece, I'm not lying. Do you think I'm stupid? I'm your alpha. I can tell when you're lying. I don't want to talk about it, all right? At least tell me what it's about. Maybe I can help you. If I tell you what it's about, it'll give it away, so I'm not telling you anything, I tell him. He steps closer to me and his eyes flash black. And don't even think about trying to use your alpha influence on me. I have a right to privacy, you know? He steps back. You're right, I'm sorry. But when you decide you want to tell me, don't hesitate to come to me, he says. You know I will. Good. Now let's alert the pack and get them to the pack house. I nod and run off to get some of the pack members. We'll need everyone we can get to fight. This fight isn't going to be easy, but all that matters is getting the Luna back home safe in her alpha's arms. My mate can wait. I pray to God that he isn't a vampire. Chapter 23. Dean's POV. I jolt up from the floor the moment I smell it. A woodsy scent. My mate's scent. My mate is nearby. I start to yank at the chains, waking Elliana up in the process. She stares at me like I'm crazy. Dean, what are you doing? She practically screams. Mate! I growl out, my wolf taking over most of my control. She gasps. Dean, your wolf is out. I snap back into reality at that moment. My wolf is out? How's that possible? She gave us that drink. The scent of your mate must have made him stronger. He wants so bad to find his mate that he pushed through its influence. She laughs, excited. Then she pauses and sniffs the air. She cocks her head to the side. Why do I smell Reece? Your alpha mate, I wonder. She nods. Why do we both smell our mates? Do you think they are trying to trick us into trying to get out? There's only one way we'll know. Let's see if I can get these chains off. Do you feel your wolf? Only a little bit. I'm still weak, though. There's no way I can break out of these, she says. I've got your back, Luna. I smile, pulling and tugging at the chains. Nothing seems to be working, and there's no way I can shift into my wolf because, with the way these chains are, I'd break all of my legs in the process. Channel your wolf. Think of your mate again. If your wolf is out, you'll be stronger. Elliana speaks up. I'm warning you now, Elle. He can be pretty scary. After years of mistreatment from my pack, he's turned bitter, I tell her. I'm not afraid of you or your wolf, Dean. Let him out and save us. I close my eyes and think of that delicious woodsy scent. I feel him take over. Demetrius's POV, Dean's wolf. Opening my eyes, the girl opposite me gasps. Ignoring her, I pull at the chains that are attached to the ground. My arm chains snap in one try, and I crush the ones on my legs with my now free hands. I stand up and make a dash towards the door. Wait, her voice calls. I pause and turn back slowly. The girl is looking at me with desperation shadowed on her face. Please, Dean said he would help me escape, she pleads. I am not Dean, I growl at her. What is your name? You do not need to know. She growls, her eyes flashing black. I am your Luna. You will tell me your name, she demands. The power hits me and I try to resist it, but it's no use. She is my new Luna. I must obey. Demetrius. My name is Demetrius, my Luna, I answer. Demetrius, you need to understand that what happened to you and Dean in your old pack was wrong. My pack will never treat you the way your old pack did. We will accept you the way you are. There's no reason to be bitter. You must let the pain go. I drop to my knees and stare at her in desperation. How do I do that? Just let it go, Demetrius. Your mate will make it all better. You just need to let the pain go. Let me help you. I close my eyes and relax. Imagine the pain as a wave, my Luna instructs. I picture a wave in my mind. Watch as the wave builds bigger and bigger, picking up each ounce of pain as it draws closer to the shore. The wave begins to grow in front of my eyes. It is the biggest wave I have ever seen. It is cresting at the top, ready to crash at any moment. But my body will not let it crash. It is almost to the shore. It is curling over itself. Crashing to the sand, the water spreads out. The pain has dissipated. It is non-existent. You're left with a calm sea, no waves in sight. The wave nears the shore and crashes to the sand below. As it does, my body lurches forward to the ground. Dean's POV. Demetrius! Demetrius! Elliana's frantic voice wakes me. It's me, Dean, I reply, sitting up. My body feels lighter, my heart happier. I can feel Demetrius in my body. For the first time in years, he is happy. I can feel it. Tears come to my eyes and I look at Elliana. Thank you, I breathe. She smiles. Come give me a hug, you big goof. I laugh and wrap my arms around her, hugging her. She pulls away and slaps me on the chest suddenly. Ow! I whine, rubbing at my chest. You are going to leave me here chained to the floor, she scolds. It wasn't me, it was him, I protest. Yeah, sure, just let me out. I chuckle and channel Demetrius for a bit of strength, breaking her chains. When she tries to stand, she stumbles, grabbing her head. I am quick to catch her before she falls. Got up too fast, she giggles. That's not all, and you know it. She nods reluctantly. I know. Will we be able to make it out of here with me like this? You can walk with my guidance, right? She nods again. Then we'll make it out of here. We make our way to the door and it creaks as we open it. I flinch and listen for any sounds. Good. No one has noticed. I'm surprised. Aren't vampires supposed to have supersonic hearing or something? We creep down the dimly lit hallway, trying to keep our footsteps silent. We stop right before it opens to a big room. I peek my head around the corner and no one is in sight. Clear, I whisper to her. How are we this lucky? She asks. Don't ask questions. Just be grateful we can get out of here without being caught. We slowly walk into the open room and towards the front door. I open it up and peek outside. Once again, there is no one in sight. I scoop Elliana up, causing her to squeal. I shush her and run towards the cover of the woods. Setting her down, I look her in the eyes. I don't know where they are, but I don't want to take any chances just walking. I'm going to shift, and I want you to get on my back. Can you do that? I question. Yes, now hurry up. I shift into my wolf, and she gets onto my back. I immediately take off from the house. Now I have to find my way to Elliana's territory. With my mate's scent no longer lingering in the air, this is going to be tricky. Chapter 24. The next day, Eriko's POV. Again, The enforcer growls at Myra. She is on the ground, whimpering, obviously in pain. She grits her teeth as she gets up. That's it. I'm not taking this. I storm up to the enforcer and push him. She's a female. Do you need to handle her so roughly? I yell. She'll never learn if she doesn't feel what it likes to be beat, he says. Besides, stay out of it. You're a new enforcer. You have no right to judge the way I do things around here. He may be new, but he's right, a voice speaks behind me. I turn around and smirk when I see Reece. Oh, this guy is going to get it good. You don't train females the way you train the males. They are capable of the same skills, but they don't have as much muscle mass as us. They can't take the blows like we can, Reece scolds. I want you to go help train the others. I will find someone else to train her. Mara comes to my side and buries her face in my neck. Reece approaches and lays a hand on her shoulder. Mara, you have nothing to be embarrassed about, he reassures her. I will find someone who will train you right. You won't be able to fight if you're sore from training, so what he was doing was foolish. Yes, Alpha, she mumbles into my neck. He chuckles. Well, get to it then. We're going tomorrow. After he walks away, she takes her head out of my neck and huffs angrily, stomping her foot. I smile. She's too adorable. Why do I even have to learn to fight? The females are staying at the pack house with the children anyway, she exclaims. Because if worse comes to worse and they attack here, you'll need to know how to fight for your life, I tell her and kiss her forehead. Fine, she sighs and pulls away from me. I slap her behind. Well, get to it then, I mock Reece. She glares at me and sways her hips from side to side as she walks away, teasing me. I groan and hear her giggle in my head. Get to training, big boy, she says in my head. I roll my eyes and go back to training. Reece's POV. After dealing with Bilson and his harsh attitude, I head over to watch the others train. I need to make sure everyone is prepared for this war, because no one knows how it will go. It's been years since the vampires and witches have fought one another, never mind worked together on one side. I'm just worried about losing my pack members. Nobody deserves to die, but I guess sometimes you need to sacrifice for your pack, for your family. Good job, boys. Just remember to never keep yourself open for an attack. I compliment some of my pack members. Thanks, Alpha. They acknowledge me and get back to work. I circle around the group observing until one of my enforcers comes running out of breath, my enforcer, whom I had put on territory patrol. Alpha, you need to hurry, he gasps. East side of the territory. It's the Luna, and she's with a male. I growl and shift instantly, running to the east side of the territory. I can hear my pack shifting and following me as well. When I reach the line, I see my mate sitting on the ground, battered, bruised, and bloody. Sitting beside her is a male. I growl at him, causing him to flinch and move back. Yeah, that's right. You get the hell away from my mate. No unmated male is to be near her. I shift back and approach, growling to warn the male off. I don't care who he is going nowhere near my mate again. Reece, you stop it right now, Elliana scolds me. Who is this male? I demand answers. He is my friend who helped me escape. Why are you? Did he hurt you? I roar. No, he's gay for heaven's sake, she exclaims. God, you are such an idiot. Remind me why I love you again? I pause and a smile etches its way across my cheeks. She loves me. I drop to the ground and embrace her in a hug. She lays her head on my shoulder and hugs me back. I can feel her body begin to shake as she cries. "What did they do to you, baby?" I mumble. She cries. "Get me the pack doctor immediately, Mitchell." He is staring at Elliana's male companion. Okay, that's a little weird. His head shoots up when I speak to him. "But Alpha, Did I sound like I was giving you a choice?" I yell. He sprints off towards the pack house to get the pack doctor. I turn towards the male as I comfort Elliana. "And what is your name?" I ask. "Dean, Alpha, sir," he replies, his voice quivering. "Where are you from, and how do you have relations with my Luna?" "I am from the Shadow Pack, sir. I was an outsider because of my sexual preference. The vampires captured me to use as food. I was stuck in there for 2 weeks when the Luna came. We were chained up on opposite sides of the room, and we became friends quickly. Today, the Luna helped cure my pain of the past, and we both broke free after I managed to channel my wolf and get through the spell they put in our food," he tells me. Elliana is hurt, Alpha. The male and woman leaders of the clan did not like her very much and were very rough with her. They took too much blood at one point, but she pulled through it. "We will get her help immediately," I respond. "Thank you for saving my Luna. If you are a friend of my mate's, I would love to have you as a member. Welcome to the Moonshine Pack." He grins, happiness lighting him up. At that moment, Mitchell returns with the pack doctor. After I turn Elliana over to the doctor, I look over at him. He is standing toe to toe with Dean, and they are looking in one another's eyes, smiling. What is going on? Mitchell's POV. The moment I approach the scene, I get a whiff of my mate's scent. My wolf perks up, and I look around desperately. When my eyes catch the male beside Elliana, my wolf howls in joy. It's him! "Get me the pack doctor immediately, Mitchell." Reese's voice snaps me out of it. My head shoots up to look at him. "But Alpha, Did I sound like I was giving you a choice?" He growls. I sprint off to the pack house to get the pack doctor. It takes a bit for him to pack up his things, but soon enough, we are back with the Luna and Alpha. Ignoring everyone, I approach my mate, smiling at him. He is giving me a grin, too. Soon enough, we are standing toe to toe, looking in one another's eyes. I reach my hand up and stroke his cheek. He closes his eyes and sighs. "I've been waiting a long time for you," I tell him. "As have I," he says. "What is your name?" "My name is Mitchell Pelletier, and I am the new beta of this pack. Yours?" "Dean Wilson." "Well, Dean, you are now the beta mate of this pack." His eyes widen. But I'm not worthy of being the beta mate," he exclaims nervously. "Dean, you know you are." Elliana speaks up while she is getting checked out by the pack doctor. "We discussed this. Your pain is gone. You are strong now. Nothing else should hurt you." He nods and looks down at the ground. I put a finger under his chin and made him look at me. "You've been hurt before?" I wonder. "Mitchell, he will explain it later. For now, you two should get to know one another," Elliana says. "I wasn't expecting this to happen, but I'm happy for the both of you." "Thank you, Luna," we both say at the same time. "Can someone please explain to me what is going on?" Reece questions, shock written all over his face. I turn to him and gulp. "I never told you, Reece, but I'm gay, I admit." I didn't want to tell you because I was worried about losing my position as third in command over it. Do you really think I would take away your position because of your sexual preference? He asks. No offense, man, but before Elliana came along, you were a bit of a jerk. He doesn't say a word, not admitting nor denying what I just said. Yesterday, when we were at the vamp's hideout, I smelt my mate's scent. I thought he was a vampire, so I was very distracted and nervous. That's why I didn't want to speak with you, I confess. But now I know my mate isn't a vamp. My mate is Dean. Well, congrats, man. I'm happy for you, he says, slapping me on the back and then turning to the pack who are still surrounding us. Everybody, welcome our new beta mate, Dean Wilson. The pack howls and my mate smiles. I sneak my fingers in between his and smile along with him. Finally, I have found my mate. Sir, I am going to have to bring the Luna up to the pack infirmary, the pack doctor says to Reece. Do what you have to do. But I will be coming with you, he replies, and then faces my mate. Dean, we will speak later. I need to know details. Although you are both safe, we are still attacking. Yes, sir, he nods. It's Reece. Reece smiles and follows the pack doctor as he carries Elliana. Chapter 25. Reece's POV Dean and Elliana are both being checked out by the pack doctor. They are both dehydrated and need to be given fluids through an IV. Elliana needs extra care because she has a concussion, as well as tons of bruises and cuts on her body. Mitchell and I are sitting beside their beds, speaking to them while the rest of the pack is outside, still training. We had gotten a lot of information about the vampires. In fact, we learned that Janelle was now one, and she, along with a male, kidnapped Elliana. The reason I couldn't get a hold of Elliana was that they were feeding her something to cause her wolf to disappear. I am furious. I'm out for Janelle's blood. When we attack tomorrow, she is going to be in for a rude awakening, I tell Elliana. She smiles and reaches up her hand to stroke my cheek. I was beginning to lose faith. I didn't think we were ever going to get out of there. She told me that she would kill me before you ever had a chance to save me, she says. I was afraid of never seeing you again, of never being able to tell you I love you. She freezes, making my heart stop. Did I say the wrong thing? You love me? She asks. Even after all I've put you through since the beginning of the school year? I put you through more with my horrible words. But that's the past. I learned to forgive you. You forgive me? The past is the past. We are starting our relationship over. My heart begins to beat rapidly in excitement. Does this mean you accept me as your mate? I wonder. She nods, and I grin widely. I wrap my arm around her and attempt to hug her through all of the wires and lines monitoring her. There's one thing I need to do that I've been dying to do since I got home, she says. And what is that, sweetheart? I question. Her lips slowly pull up into a smile, and she sits up in bed. I am shocked when she grabs my arms and practically pulls me on top of her. This, she breathes and places her lips on mine. My hand comes up to cup her face as I kiss her back. My wolf is howling in joy at the fact that his mate is accepting him. When we pull away, I smile. And I love you too, she murmurs. A clearing of the throat pulls us away from another. I look back to see the doctor standing there with an amused look on his face. Well, it's good to see the Alpha and Luna getting along so well. Congratulations, you two, he says. As much as I would love to leave you to it, I need to check the Luna's vitals. I step aside and motion for him to go ahead. Anything that will cure my Luna. Softy, Mitchell says through a cough. I turn around and glare at him, making him chuckle. His chuckling fades away when Dean hits him in the back of the head. You just met me and you're hitting me in the head? Mitchell asks him. Mates have to keep their mates in line, and you were being stupid. Before long, you'll be a softy yourself, Dean responds. I won't be a softy. I'll be the tough one, he winks. All right, okay, break it up, I exclaim. I'm just going to act like I didn't see that. I hear them laugh as I walk away. How does she look, Doc? I ask. Now that she's getting proper food and liquid, her bruises and abrasions are beginning to heal. They should be gone by midnight tonight. Her concussion, though, is going to need longer to heal. She was hit quite hard multiple times. We're lucky she still has her memory, he explains. He checks the chart and continues. I want to keep her here through the night as well as through the battle tomorrow. You are staying here through the battle, correct? I ask him. Actually, I am being assigned to assist with the wounded during the fight. However, my nurses will be here to monitor the Luna, he informs me. I shake his hand. Thank you very much, Dr. Chad. It is no trouble, Alpha. Now, if you don't mind, I need to go stock up for tomorrow. He leaves the room, and I turn back to Elliana. There is an expression of worry on her face. Wounded? People are going to get hurt tomorrow? She asks. As in every conflict, there will be casualties. What about you? Are you going to be okay? What are you going to do? Relax, Elle, I'll be okay. I will be fighting alongside our pack, and I will try my best to stay out of harm's way, but I can't promise anything. Tears spring to her eyes. You might die. Reece, we just got together. I can't lose you. The heart monitor begins to beep rapidly, and as I peek at it, I see her heart rate has escalated drastically. She was on the verge of a panic attack. Elle, you need to calm down, sweetheart. You're going to make yourself sicker, I say. I will be okay. I'm not going to die. I will come back to you. How do you know that? She sobs. Shh. I coo, pulling her head into my chest. I listen as the heart monitor slows, as does her breathing. I feel her relax, and her hold on me loosens. I look down to see that she is asleep. I lay her back on the bed and kiss her forehead. I link my pack. Good job training today, everybody. Go to your families and rest up. Tomorrow is a significant and vital day, I say. Mitchell looks at me hesitantly, and I motion for him with my finger. Come on, Mitchell. We need to rest up, I instruct. He sighs and stands up, kissing Dean on the hand. He drags his feet against the floor as he approaches me. They are in good hands. The doctor and the nurses will take care of them, I reassure him. He nods and walks out the door of the infirmary. Good night, you two. Sleep well tonight. I will be in tomorrow morning before we leave to say goodbye. Goodbye? Elliana wakes up panicking. No, not goodbye. Just to see you later. Good night, darling. Good night, Reece. She yawns and drops her head back onto the pillow, falling asleep again. I chuckle and walk to my room. I curl up in bed with happiness swirling around in my body. I have my Luna back, and she is safe. Now we need to get rid of the people who caused this. I can't wait to get my hands on Janelle and that Terry male Elliana told me about. Anyone who hurts my mate will pay. Yes, they will pay. I smirk. Chapter 26. The day before, Janelle's POV. We get back from speaking to our allies, the Ambrosine tribe, about more protection, and something feels off. The air is different. I sniff around and hiss when I smell the mail and Eliana's scents lingering. How in the hell did their scent get out here? In an instant, I flash across the house with my vampire speed. The door to their little room is wide open, and when I peek in, my worst fear is confirmed. They are gone. I scream out in anger and slam the door hard enough for it to break off the hinges. God damn it, I yell. Terry appears by my side right away. What is it? He trails off as he sees the door. They're gone, Terry, gone, I shriek. What the hell are we going to do now? Try to get them back, he asks. I slap him. Are you out of your mind? Get real. Now that they are gone, I have no power over Reece. Yes, we do. We have the Ambrosine tribe, and nothing can beat them. We will win the land over, Janelle. We will rule the entire supernatural world. A smirk appears on my face. Oh, yes, we will. We will rule the supernatural world one way or another. I know they are going to be coming once they get their Luna back, and let me tell you, I am not going down without a fight. Reece's POV waking up in the morning is hard, and knowing what you have to do that day is even harder. I want revenge for Eliana's kidnapping, but at the same time, I don't want my pack going out there to get hurt. Good morning, everyone. It's your wake-up call. I speak to my pack through our pack link. I get a few groans in response and laugh. Make sure you all eat a hearty breakfast. I'm sure our pack cooks have cooked up something delicious as usual. Make sure to thank them. I get up, get dressed, and head over to the infirmary to see Elliana before I leave. When I enter the room, I spot Mitchell standing between Dean and Eliana's beds. He is speaking to them both, and my beautiful mate has a smile spread across her face. It seems that someone is having a good morning, I comment. Her head turns towards me, and her smile gets even bigger. She holds out her arms for me, and I instantly rush to her side, giving her a big hug. Pulling away, I peck her lips and separate us. I don't want to get her too emotional before I leave. She pouts. That's all I get? She asks. Unfortunately, sweetheart, I need to go eat and then meet up with the witch tribe, I tell her. Well, you can at least give me more of a goodbye kiss. It's not a goodbye, it's a see you later. I already told you that. So, that doesn't mean you can't give me a real kiss. I sigh and roll my eyes, pressing my lips to hers again. Our lips move in sync until she is gripping my hair, begging me for more. I reluctantly pull away and lean my forehead on hers. I love you, Elle, I breathe. I love you too, Reece. Come back to me in one piece, okay? I nod and push myself away from her. Come on, Mitchell, you need to get ready too, I say. He sighs and looks down at Dean, who is trying to smile but barely succeeding. He presses a kiss to Dean's forehead before whispering in his ear and following me out the door. I can hear both my mate and Dean begin to cry together. It pains me to walk away, but I need to do this, anything to keep my Luna safe. Breakfast goes by fairly quickly, and before I know it, the males in my pack are outside, standing in front of me in their wolf forms. I ordered a few of them to stay and guard the house. Once they are positioned, I open my mouth to speak to everyone, but the ground begins to shake and I hear a swishing sound. Above the trees, a massive group of people appears. The witches. They land gracefully in front of my pack and curtsy. The leader approaches me. "My witches are prepared," she informs me. "We brought everything and everyone we could to help you. We will try our best to protect your pack." I nod to her in thanks, and she nods back, accepting it. "Who's ready to avenge our Luna's kidnapping?" I shout. There are cheers in response, making me crack a smile. "My pack is so faithful. Shift!" I order. Almost instantly, I hear the shredding of clothing, and all of my pack members are in their wolf forms. I shift as well, and when I think we are ready, I bob my head at the tribe's leader. She understands right away. Now is the time. The pounding of paws and the whoosh of air echo through the forest as we make our way to the vampire clan's hideout. It takes a little while, but finally we arrive. We stay in the back, scoping out the territory. We will use the woods as a cover until the protective spell is broken. Shall we proceed? The leader of the witch clan questions me. I nod, and she forms a circle with her tribe members. They join hands and begin to chant silently. The chanting gets louder and louder, and I take a peek at the house. I can see the protective barrier flickering, and flashes of white light are going through the air. Before long, the flickering has stopped, and there is a quiet sound, almost like a bubble popping that fills the air. That's it. The protective barrier is down. Now we need to invade. "You can now enter the house," the witch leader informs me. "We will remain outside as protection and try our best to keep your pack safe. I can make no promises." I bow my wolf head at her, and she seems to understand my expression of gratitude. "Attack!" I shout through my pack link. My pack lunges forward, and at that moment, a mass of bodies flies over the hideout, the Ambrosine tribe. Chapter 27. Reece's POV. My eyes widen, and my pack instantly stops where they are as the front lawn is flooded by vampires running from the house. The sky seems to turn gray as the mass of witches floats above us. "Well, well, well, look who it is," a familiar voice says. I whip my head to the front to see Janelle standing there with a smirk on her face. I growl at her and she laughs. "Oh, how cute! The little wolf is trying to scare me," she mocks. "Hate to break it to you, Reece, but I'm not afraid of you. You should be afraid of me." She flashes her fangs at me and hisses. I don't flinch. I'm not afraid of her. She may be a vampire, but I'm still stronger than her. "What is everybody waiting for? Attack!" she commands them all. Almost immediately, the Ambrosine tribe swoops down toward my pack members. There are people flying across the yard. Yelps and screeches echo through the area. I am too busy watching my pack to notice when Janelle's mate throws himself at me. I am thrown to the ground by the force, and he pounces on top of me. His fangs are showing, a twisted smile on his face. "Not so tough now, are you, Alpha?" He mocks my title. I kick my back legs and toss him off me, jumping back up and facing him. I growl, baring my teeth, circling him. I'm caught off guard when a body jumps onto my back. "You didn't forget about me, did you?" Janelle's annoying voice whispers in my ear. I buck back and forth, trying to get her off my back. But it is to no avail. She is digging her nails into me, pain spreading throughout my body. Anger flares within me. I hear a scream, and suddenly, Janelle is off me. I turn to look at what happened and see the witch tribe's leader standing there holding out a glowing hand. She had attacked Janelle with her magic to save me. A sound similar to a roar comes out of Terry's mouth, and he storms towards me using his vampire speed. Just before he hits me, I move to the side, sending him running right into a tree. He stops instantaneously and slumps against the tree, remaining standing. I cock my head to the side, wondering what had just happened. I approach his body and nudge him, making him fall to the ground. Sticking out from the tree is a sharp piece of a broken branch. I look down at his body again and notice that it had pierced his chest right into his heart. It was nature's version of a wooden stake. Thank you for being there, tree. This is seriously good luck. I take a moment to look around and see many vampires lying on the ground, defeated, a few of my wolves amongst them. The witches are still battling it out, lights flying through the air much like fireworks. Few are gone, but I can see many getting weak. No! What have you done? Janelle shrieks angrily, jumping up, forgetting all of her injuries. She is huffing and puffing, her face contorting into an expression of fury. She launches herself at me, her fangs bared. I dodge all of her attacks, which makes her even angrier. You killed my mate, she screams. Your mate was Parkerson, I yell back at her. You killed him. Terry was just a pathetic replacement. She screeches and goes for me again, this time succeeding. Her nails dig into my fur, causing the pain to come back. The injuries were almost forgotten, but now they were returning with a vengeance. She pulls herself up onto my back, and I buck like a bull trying to get his rider off. But she is stuck. There is no getting rid of her. I desperately look around for help, but the witches are busy battling one another, and my wolves are busy fighting the vampires. You are done for, Janelle whispers in my ear. I howl out in pain as her fangs pierce my neck. I can feel her draining my energy. I try to buck her off, but it becomes harder and harder as I become weaker. I drop to the ground, my eyes fluttering open and closed as I fade. Right before I pass out, the weight above me is removed violently. Janelle is gone, but I am fading fast. My world goes black. Mitchell's POV. I just finished fighting a vampire when I saw it. My alpha is pinned to the ground by Janelle, his life being drained away. I can feel his link in my mind fading as he comes closer and closer to the end. I bound over and tackle Janelle, delivering a swift, fatal blow. She falls limp to the ground. Good, the traitor is gone. Alpha, are you okay? I ask through the pack link. His wolf body slumps and his eyes close. What scares me is when he shifts back into his human form. That usually only happens when someone is gone. I shift back to my human form and scream desperately for someone to help, beginning CPR. I can hear my heart pounding in my ears and feel it pounding in my chest as fear fills me. Please don't let the alpha be gone. Please. Chapter 28. Elliana's POV. I am speaking to Dean when I feel a sharp pain in my chest. I immediately stop speaking and clutch my chest. What is this pain I feel? I can hear my heart monitor begin to beep rapidly. Some of the nurses run into the room and peek at my monitor. Miss Marcel, what is going on here? One of the nurses asks. I don't know. My heart, it hurts, I say, confused. I gasp as another sharp pain hits me. The heart monitor beeps louder and more frequently. What's going on? Why am I in pain? Why is my heart monitor going crazy? Another one of them comes over to me and takes my vitals. My oxygen is good. My blood pressure is amazing, but the one thing that is off is my heart rate. There is no explanation for it. They look at one another at that moment, and a sad look appears on their faces. They look back at me, and each lays a hand on my body. "I'm sorry, Luna," one of them says, giving me a sympathetic look. "Sorry? What? Why? Why are you sorry?" I question frantically. "What's wrong?" "I'm sorry to say this, Luna, but the Alpha is dying," another answers. My heart stops, and tears rush to my eyes. The pain in my heart becomes stronger, and I am overwhelmed by emotions. I begin to sob into my hands, thinking of everything I haven't done with my mate. And now he's gone? "Oh, Elliana," Dean coos, wrapping his arms around me. "It's going to be all right." My response is only to sob harder. Mitchell's POV. The battle continues as we work on Reece. The witches have put a protective spell over our bodies. The pack doctor loads Reece up onto a stretcher and instructs me to continue CPR while he runs us to the small area where he has his equipment set up. Tears leak down my cheeks as I continue compressions. We've already lost Parkerson. We can't lose Reece. He just found his mate. I can't imagine what she's going to feel if he doesn't make it. "Back away, Mitchell," Dr. Chad orders me. I pull my hands away and watch as he attaches the defibrillator to Reece's chest. He presses the button and his body arches up a bit. Dr. Chad feels his neck. "No pulse. Again," he says, pressing the button once more. The electric shock goes through Reece's body again, and once again he checks the pulse. "We have a pulse, but he's not breathing," he informs me. "Can you give him oxygen while I set up the IV?" "We need to give him blood before he crashes again. He lost a lot when he was bitten." I nod and take the oxygen mask, putting it over Reece's mouth. I tilt his neck back and pump the oxygen in. I see his chest rise and continue pumping. I take the mask off and listen for his breathing, and he is breathing. "Oh my God, he's alive!" "Doctor, he's breathing," I exclaim happily. "Good job, you saved him," he praises me. "Now, if you would move, I'll give him the blood now." I step aside and watch as he inserts the IV. The blood begins flowing into Reece's body, and I smile. We saved him. We really saved him. "Mitchell, what is going on?" The nurses told Elliana that Reece is dead, and she's here, sobbing into my arms. I hear Dean's voice echo in my mind. I wince at the panic in his voice. Maybe I shouldn't have marked him before I left, but I don't regret a minute of it. Why did the nurses tell her that? I question. Elliana was having sharp pains in her chest, and her heart rate was off the charts, and there was no explanation for it. "Please tell me, did the Alpha die?" He wonders. He was gone for a bit, but the doc and I brought him back. His heart is beating, and he is breathing. The doctor is giving him some blood. He was almost drained. Please tell Elliana that he is okay. I will see you both when I get back. I tell him and put up a block so I am no longer distracted. I need to get back to helping my pack. Dr. Chad, I trust you to take good care of the Alpha. I need to get back to the battle, I inform him. I will take care of him. Go and help the pack, he says, shooing me off. I shift back into my wolf and bound off into the mass of bodies. Many of the vampires are down, but a few are still battling with my pack members. The witches from the Ambrosine tribe are the ones who are holding out. They don't seem to be weakening, but I can see our ally tribe weakening. Fear fills me for a moment. Are we going to make it out of this battle as winners? Dean's POV. After holding Elliana for nearly half an hour as she sobs, I have had enough. Mitchell, what is going on? The nurses told Elliana that Reece is dead and she's here, sobbing into my arms. I shout through our mind link. Why did the nurses tell her that? He questions. Elliana was having sharp pains in her chest and her heart rate was off the charts and there was no explanation for it. Please tell me, did the Alpha die? I wonder. He was gone for a bit, but the doctor and I brought him back. His heart is beating and he is breathing. The doctor is giving him some blood. He was almost drained. Please tell Elliana that he is okay. I will see you both when I get back, he tells me and puts up a block. A smile appears on my face. Elliana is going to be so happy once she finds out he is okay. Elliana, I speak up. She continues sobbing. Elliana, I need to tell you something. Elliana. She looks up at me, sniffling, tears rushing down her cheeks. You stop crying right now. You have nothing to cry about, I tell her. She gasps and hits me on the chest. What do you mean I have nothing to cry about? She shrieks. My mate is gone, Dean. Are you serious right now? She continues to hit me and tries to push me off her. I grab her hands and hold them to my chest, looking her in the eyes. She tilts her head down so she is staring at the sheets on the bed. Look at me, Elliana, I order. You can't tell me what to do. I'm the Luna, she responds, sniffling. I roll my eyes at her. Just look at me, Els. She slowly turns her head so she is looking at me. Reece isn't dead, I tell her. She gasps. How do you know? I mind-linked with Mitchell. Apparently he did die, but they brought him back. He's breathing and his heart is pumping. He's okay. Her eyes water and she sobs again, this time crying tears of happiness and relief. I wrap my arms around her and give her a tight hug. Poor Elliana. All of the things she's been through this month. I don't understand how she's been so strong through it all. But that's our Luna, sweet and strong. The perfect makeup for the future of this pack. I know she'll be an amazing Luna. Chapter 29. Mitchell's POV. By nightfall, the battle was still raging. Our wolves had defeated the vampires, but the witches were the ones we were battling now, and they were putting up quite a fight. A wolf against a witch isn't the best combination, as they have more of an advantage, and we certainly don't need to be losing more of the pack. Enough have been injured. My tribe is growing weak, the witch tribe leader on our side tells me. The Ambrosine tribe is too strong. We may not be able to defeat them. What do you mean you might not be able to defeat them? That's why we brought you here in the first place, to help us win the war. I growl at her. There is one last thing we can attempt to do, but you and your wolves must retreat. Otherwise, you will be caught in the crossfire, she informs me. Will this last attempt work? I cannot guarantee that it will work, but we will try. I nod and call for my pack through the pack link. Retreat, follow me, we must leave immediately. I see my pack turn to look at me and run into the woods. I can hear their paws pounding on the ground behind me. Once I am certain we are a safe enough distance away, I stop, and they gather around me asking hundreds of questions. Is the Alpha okay? Why are we retreating? Are we going back? Is it time to go back to the pack house yet? Enough! I shout through the pack link, and silence is all I hear. They are all bowing their heads to the ground, whimpering. They had definitely felt my beta authority. The witches told me that they were not sure if they could defeat the Ambrosine tribe. They were going to make one last attempt to defeat the tribe, but if we that been there, we would have been injured. Do you all understand now? There are nods of heads, and I sigh in relief. Good, now that that's done. A gigantic explosion followed by a flash of light in the sky snaps me out of my thoughts. I take off running towards the open field where the house is. It is silent. Our ally, the witch tribe, is lying on the ground in a circle. The Ambrosine tribe witches are scattered around, clearly defeated. I shift into my human form and put my finger to one of the necks of our witches. There is no pulse. I stand up and turn to face my pack. They are gone. They sacrificed themselves for victory. They gave their lives for us, I state. Their heads lift up, and they howl at the moon in victory and happiness, as well as thankfulness. If it weren't for our ally, the witch tribe, we never would have made it through this battle. I can't believe they actually sacrificed themselves in order to save us. They hated us in the beginning. What happened? All I know is that I will forever be thankful, and we will give them a proper burial on their land. Now to get back home to my mate. Back to the pack house, I yell, and my pack yips happily, turning back to the woods to head back home. Taking one last look at the bodies on the ground, I smile respectfully and shift back into my wolf form, joining my pack. Elliana's POV. My head snaps to the door as I hear the squeaking of a stretcher. Dr. Chad and some of his nurses are wheeling a gurney and IV bags into the pack infirmary. When I see who is lying on it, my heart stops. My mate. It's him. They roll the stretcher to the bed beside me and place him gently onto it. Dr. Chad pushes it closer to mine so that our beds are touching. I scoot over and grab Reece's hand, looking up at the doctor for answers. He smiles at me. Your mate is going to be fine, he notifies me. He lost a lot of blood, but we are still giving him fluids. As he gets more blood, his wolf will become stronger, and he will begin healing like a normal werewolf does. Right now, he is healing like a human. It will take another day or two for his body to rejuvenate back to regular werewolf healing. Thank you for bringing my mate back to me, Dr. Chad, I say, tears coming to my eyes. I will forever be in debt to him and Mitchell. If it weren't for them, Reece would be gone. Elliana, please stop with the tears, a voice says from behind Dr. Chad. He steps to the side, revealing Mitchell. That's when the dam breaks, and I begin to sob. He grins widely and wraps me in a hug. Thank you, I cry. Thank you so much. He's my best friend, Elle. Do you really think I was just going to let him go? He laughs. No, I don't know. Luna, please stop crying. I hate to see you cry. What about your mate? Do you hate to see me cry? Another voice speaks up from beside me. Mitchell's head snaps to Dean, who is staring at him with watery eyes as well. I watch as Mitchell's eyes begin to water along with his. He pulls away from me and approaches his mate. They then embrace tightly, making me smile. They are so cute. When they told Elliana that Reece was gone, I thought for sure you were next, Dean explains. I would never leave you, Dean, especially after waiting so long to find you, Mitchell says. They gaze into one another's eyes for a moment before their faces begin to gravitate towards one another. When their lips touch, I squeal happily. They immediately pull away and stare at me. "Sorry, I'm just so happy for you two." I giggle. They laugh and then smile at one another. "I wish Reece were awake so I could do that with him," I pout. "Do what?" a gruff voice asks. My eyes widen, and I look at Reece, who is moving around with an expression of pain on his face. His eyes are open, and he is looking at me, trying to seem harsh. "Baby, you're okay," I practically scream. I begin planting kisses all over his face and hug him tightly. "Easy, easy, I took a real beating," he reminds me. I gasp and let go of him. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you." He chuckles and grabs me. "Come here," he orders. He pulls me gently into his chest and presses his lips to mine. "I love you," I breathe. "Love you too," he responds, kissing me again. Chapter 30. The next day, Mitchell's POV. The pack and I had hauled back all of the bodies of the fallen, including the witch tribe. We figured that we could give them a proper burial as well after what they did for us. We had a nice little ceremony this morning for the fallen of our pack after burying them. Now here we are on the witch tribe's lands, digging graves for them all. I throw dirt onto the pile accumulating in the middle and set down the shovel, wiping my brow of the sweat. "Get to work, Mitchell," I hear Reece's voice teasing me. I look up at him and scoff. "You shouldn't be talking, buddy. You're the one in the wheelchair who's doing no work." "What? I don't need this wheelchair. Watch me." He huffs and tries to stand up, only collapsing back into the chair. I laugh. "Reece, what are you doing? You know you're supposed to stay in that chair for at least another day. You're still weak from the blood loss," Elliana yells from across the field. I take a look at her as she approaches. She's looking good, fully healed, and back to her usual self. She's been spending most of her time with Reece. She hasn't even seen her brother since she got back. Speaking of Erico, here he comes. He is running up behind Elliana. I cringe as he gets closer, knowing that it's going to be a hard impact when he runs into her. "Elliana!" he screams and tackles her to the ground in a hug. "Oomph!" is all you hear as their bodies hit the ground. Then they burst out laughing. "Erico, what are you doing?" she giggles. "I had to see my baby's sister," he exclaims. "I was so worried about you." "I know, I should have seen you once I got back." "Nonsense. You needed to get better, and look at you now, all big and strong." He pokes her arm. She gives him a toothy grin, and he chuckles again, hugging her once more. Elliana's POV. I pull back from my brother and see a figure behind him. Mara peeks her head out from behind my brother, and I squeal, running to her for a hug. I wrap my arms around her and squeeze her tight. "Elliana, can't breathe." She gasps for air. I giggle and let go of her. "I missed you, girl," she says. "I was beginning to think we had really lost you." "Did you really not have that much faith in me?" "I had faith in you, but I knew what Janelle was capable of, so I didn't know what we were going to find." She defends herself. I roll my eyes at her. "Well, I'm here, ain't I?" "You certainly are. And I sure miss that attitude of yours." Erico comes over and wraps his arm around Mara's waist. "We have something to tell you, sis," he tells me. I look back and forth between the two of them as smiles break out on their faces. When Mara raises her hand and something glitters in the light, one of my suspicions is true. My brother and my best friend are getting married. Oh my God! I scream and hug them both. I see Reece and Mitchell cringe, covering their ears from my screaming. I stick my tongue out at them from behind Erico and Mara's backs, and they roll their eyes. I'm so happy for you, I exclaim. When's the wedding? Ooh, who's the maid of honor? Wait, please tell me that it's me. Who's the best man? Erico cuts me off with a laugh. Elliana, slow down there, girl. We still need to organize everything, and we're going to wait for you and Reece to get better. We can't have the best man in a wheelchair. My eyes widen and I stare at Erico in shock. You picked Reece to be the best man? Last time I checked, you both hated one another. You missed a lot when you were gone, Els. Reece speaks up. Your brother and I are actually quite close. He helped a lot when we were searching for you. In fact, he's now an enforcer for our pack, and Mara's a cook. What? Why am I just finding out about this now? I ask and begin to whine. Reece, why didn't you tell me before? I thought I'm supposed to be your mate. Babe, we were both in the pack infirmary recovering. That wasn't exactly the first thought that came to my mind. Yeah, your wolf side took over your mind half the time. You were distracted, I tease. You weren't complaining about the attention, he smirks. Quiet. We're not even officially mates yet, and I made sure you behaved last night. Oh, just you wait until you are officially mine. I raise my brow at him. Do I need to reconsider accepting you? I question. His eyes practically pop out of his head. No, I don't want to be lonely anymore. That's what I thought. Epilogue. 10 years later. Elliana's POV. Valerie Marciana Cummings. Stop scaring your brother this instant. I reprimand my eldest daughter, now 9 years old. It's hard to believe she's already 9. It was only 9 years ago that Reece and I got married after I gave birth to our first child. It was 6 months of anxiety, but it was worth it once I gave birth to my beautiful daughter, Valerie. Valerie whimpers, feeling my Luna and motherly commands, and steps away from her brother, pulling the mask off her face. Keegan, 4 years old and crying, runs to me with his arms held out. I pick him up and hug him into my shoulder. It's all right, buddy, I coo into his ear. It's just your sister. You have nothing to be scared about. Mama, why is Kiki crying? My 6-year-old daughter Kendall asks, her head cocked to the side. I smile down at the curious child and open my mouth to explain when she screams and cuddles into my side, also crying. I turn around to see that Valerie has put the mask back on. Once she sees that she is caught, she rips the mask off and runs off down the hallway. Valerie, get back here, I call after her. Whoa, where do you think you're going? A voice asks from around the corner. I believe I heard your mother calling for you. Reece comes around the corner with Valerie in front of him, her head facing the ground. Once he sees the 2 children cuddled up to me, crying, his facial expression turns to one of confusion. What's going on here? He wonders. Your oldest daughter thought it would be funny to scare her younger siblings with a mask, I explain. He looks down at Valerie and forces her chin up to look him in the eyes. Why did you scare your siblings? He asks her. She shrugs and he shakes his head, disappointed in her. Apologize. She turns to face me and pouts. I'm sorry, Mama. Don't apologize to me. Apologize to your siblings, I respond. I'm sorry, Kendall and Keegan, she mumbles and walks upstairs to her room for the night. She knows exactly where to go after she gets punished. Reece walks over and pecks me on the lips, gently removing Kendall from my leg and picking her up. Reece, she's too big to be held, I scold him. Baby, I'm Alpha. She's like a feather to me, he replies. I roll my eyes at him. He's so silly with his macho attitude. He thinks he's so tough. But as much as he's annoying, talking about how strong he is, I still love him. And I'll love him until the day I die. I look down at Keegan, who is now asleep on my shoulder. I head down the hallway towards his room to lay him down in his bed when I hear the baby start crying. That's our youngest, Wyatt, just 2 years old. I sigh and head for his bedroom instead, Keegan's still fast asleep on my shoulder. The commotion with the other kids must have woken him up because he usually sleeps through the night. Reece comes around the corner and says, I got it, babe. Go set Key down for the night and get ready for bed. You need to rest. It's been a long day. I nod and continue down the hallway. When I come to the door decorated with crazy coloring pages, I stop and open it up. Ever so slowly, I set him down in his race car bed, covering him with his blankets. Kissing him on the forehead, I leave the room, closing the door gently behind me, sure to leave a crack. I know how much he hates the dark. Yawning, I make my way to the master bedroom. I take my time to bathe and change, finally lying down in bed half an hour later. Reece joins me about 10 minutes later. I finally got him back down, but he was giving me a hard time. He tells me, referring to Wyatt. I nod and pat the bed beside me, just wanting some quality time with my mate. He's been so busy with Alpha work lately that I've barely had any time with him. Not to mention, we had 4 crazy kids running around. You know, you really shouldn't have been picking up Keegan. He attempts to discipline me. Reece, I did it with all of the other kids when I was pregnant. Will it really hurt to do it this time around? Not when you're this far along, he says, rubbing my belly. Yes, I am pregnant once again. I'm 5 months along. I can assure you that this will be our last child. I'm sure Reece will want many more, but I've always only wanted 3 to 5 kids, so this is perfect. And I'm tired of being pregnant almost every year. It's tough being huge and unable to do anything. Not that I don't do anything, because I do. I tend to push my limits a bit too much. Are you calling me fat? I ask, making my eyes tear up, trying to scare him a bit. I've never gotten overly emotional when I was pregnant, so I'm not going to cry when he calls me big. It's a fact. My stomach is huge. His eyes widen when he sees my teary eyes, and he panics. No, I'm not calling you fat. You're beautiful. I burst out laughing, and he pauses, his eyes narrowing. Are you messing with me? He asks. I giggle and nod. He growls playfully and pulls me on top of him. Pinning my hands to his chest, I laugh as he holds me close. Reece, stop. I'm too big for this. I try to push him away gently. No, you're not. You're beautiful, he smirks. Now show me how much you love me. You're impossible, I laugh as he kisses me. We surely did show each other how much love we had in our hearts for one another. And the next morning, the cry of the baby awakens us. Back to reality, Reece mumbles and gets up from bed, slipping on a pair of pajama pants. But we always have tonight, I say, mischief sparkling in my eyes. Oh, yes, we do. I chuckle to myself and get up to help with the kids. Just another day in the Cummings household. What a hoot!